One, please.
I missed your polite thank you. Do you want to say that again?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel
Thanks.
like I got the special needs headphones. I got the biggest ones.
I got these ones.
Yeah.
Dave.
You got the
David Collins.
David Collins. David Collins.
David Collins.
David Collins.
30-minute half-hour
I hope you guys have checked out David Collins' 30-minute half-hour podcast.
featuring great guests like Andy Fiore, Katie Burke, and Cardiff Electric.
Never heard of these guys.
Hey, Joey, relax.
He's either hilarious or hates me.
Oh, well, I appreciate you, by the way, man. Thank you for watching it with you and your mother. I hope I was able to make you guys laugh a little bit in a hospital setting. I know that
Certainly,
can
and
be
it's not
tough.
often that she gets to smile anymore, so it's great that she had that opportunity with your special.
It means a lot, dude, so thank you.
Oh, this is the best podcast I've ever been on. This was the most fun.
Wow, what a compliment.
Yo, thanks for keeping this guy going and kicking ass and taking names. I don't know if I can swear on this, so I'm sorry if I messed that up. But dude,
We try to keep it a family show, but as you could see by that opening segment, we're getting a little edgier than we're used to, but our audience seems to be enjoying it.
This was tremendous. Thank you for having me, I guess.
I just want to say this is probably the best day of my life, Dave. I had a really great time.
This was a
That's
great time.
We'll have to have you back in the future. You've done
I'd love
such a
to come
good
back.
job in those games. Do you know Austin Ingalls?
I love Austin.
He did a great job on these games, and we're looking to have him back.
Well, I just want to say thank you for inviting me on. It was really great to be a part of the show. I hope you get Jerry back. I hope that they find him, and I wish you and your viewers the best.
Hi there. I'm calling to leave a voicemail for David Collins.
First-time caller, long-time listener.
Hi, David. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Good morning. This voicemail is for David Collins. First time caller, long time listener.
Big up, David.
Hey, Dave. First time caller.
Hey, David. This is Dan McCullough calling in.
Hey David, real glad to hear you on the air again.
Hi, David. This is Deborah, a longtime listener of your show.
David Collins, long-time caller, first-time listener. I love the show.
That's perfect. Everybody listening, perfect. Everybody listening, perfect. Everybody listening, that's perfect. Everybody listening, that's perfect. Everybody listening, and that's perfect. Everybody listening, that's perfect. Everybody listening, that's perfect. Everybody listening, what a great episode. That's perfect. Everybody listening, I've been David Collins, and you've been David Collins, and you've been David Collins, and you've been the best.
You're listening to David Collins.
I got that for helping the wizard move.
Podcast,
Isn't that sweet?
That is great radio.
starring David Collins.
I've been known as a bit of a hot interviewer, and I need to confront you on something here.
You've seen him on KMKF for 30-minute half-hour show. But now, with his very own podcast featuring the best comedians and broadcasters from all over this great country of ours.
And not a lot of people know this about me, but I'm also a large fan of comedy.
Now here's your host, David Collins.
Woo!
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Drive Time David Collins. It's June 18th. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I have music playing in the background. It's the prep package. I don't even have to click anything. Isn't that nice?
Oh, that's really nice.
I put it all together now. Welcome in Dan McCullough, David Collins, 30-minute hour show's #1 fan. And as we teased, Dana Moss Peterson's on the show today. He's been a guest on David Collins' 30-minute hour show. I believe, what was that, 23?
Yeah.
16, 18, 17?
Yeah.
Sometime around there. Mm-hmm. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. It's going to be a great day today. Happy Hump Day. It's nice. It's actually the first time. I feel a little off, to be honest, because it's the first day. Anyway.
The first. You can't
Troy
just leave
Rickman's
us.
not here.
Oh, yeah.
I slept well.
When are you ever on?
Because you didn't have to worry about cutting together another minute-long video of fucks.
Right. No, I mean, that has nothing, actually not related. I'm switching subjects back and forth. But Troy Riggins not here today. We would have loved to have him, but he couldn't make it. I didn't invite him. I'm just joking around. Last week was a real mess, though, and I received a few words about it. People were letting me know. My mother was very upset. I got a couple emails about it.
No.
Apparently, he was pretty disruptive to the program.
Really?
That's what I heard.
It wasn't Robert?
It was a fine episode. Well, Robert Wallace, they just had so much fun together.
They have a lot of chemistry.
Somebody accused them both of being on acid.
Oh.
And I can understand that.
Robert, I can see.
But it was great, and we'd love to have Troy back. There's no feelings, of course, but we always rotate the people there. It just seems so traumatic. You don't have him on the show the week after that. You say, oh, is he...
He's in a timeout.
Right. It's not exactly that. He's a great friend of the show.
Yeah.
But boy, I
Love
mean,
you, Troy.
3 times during the show, he said, F this, let's do something else. And then he talked about like a dream he had or something. You know what I mean? It's completely...
Maybe he was on acid.
It was completely out of control. But it's fun. I wish he was here. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Robert Wallace. Oh, yeah, I have that in my note card. I just kind of bust through my note card these days. We have some great water cooler talk at the beginning of the show. Happy Father's Day and happy Juneteenth, everybody. We have some great holidays this week. Do you do anything for those holidays?
Yeah, I take the day off for every holiday, Arbor Day, Flag Day, anything.
When are those?
They're later.
Okay.
Soon, maybe.
Flag Day just happened.
Before Father's Day.
It was. That's right. I forgot already.
Fantastic.
I just packed so many holidays in. You know how I like
bet my
to celebrate.
father says it's Flag Month. 2 reasons.
Right.
Anyway, good morning, everybody. We got a great show planned for you today. After this music finishes off, we'll get into some water cooler talk. We have Juneteenth to talk about and Father's Day, which I'm looking forward to. I have an IN8K update. He's still alive. He's in the woods. The usual stuff. But do you know anything about IN8K? He's a man named Nathan that I followed for years, and I used to follow him when he was just a crazy man in a trailer, but now he's made it to the woods.
That sounds fascinating.
You got to keep in touch. You didn't know what this is going to have some payoff here, which is very nice.
How do you communicate in the woods? Smoke signals?
Starlight or whatever that Elon Musk, I imagine, is how he's getting that internet.
Starlink.
Right. Something like that. Anyway.
Do you know what state these woods are in? Like
Maine.
Oh.
Lewiston, Maine.
Wow, he's giving up his location.
You think that's a little specific? Just wait till we get into his video.
Oh.
He'll give you exact location, right where they started sound torturing him. But that's a little IN8K update today.
Okay.
These are just things that I watched this week. Oh, I got some Shane Gillis merch. I was pretty excited about that. I've been watching a lot of Netflix recently, and I keep getting shown Tires, and I think I'm going to watch it soon. In case I like it, I wanted to get some merch of his. You guys like this? I wear this to say, oh, you guys a fan of comedy?
You guys know Shane Gillis?
You guys know Shane Gillis? This is good. I like
I've heard of him.
I'm going to wear it to wherever the heck.
Church.
Speaking of, we have a mothership. I follow this guy, Tovar Think, he's the Austin Goodman of Austin, Texas.
Oh.
And I think I'm pretty keyed in on that. But he had a shout out to Joe Rogan this week that I and 8 other people watched. So we're going to show that to the rest of the world today. Isn't this good background radio bed music?
Mm-hmm.
Good's a stretch.
I hope everything. So what's going on in the live chat? Is everybody having a good morning? Welcome in. I'm assuming Merch Mouse, Luigi, those people, Dave, maybe Beef Dave. Anyway, good morning, everybody. I hope it's going to be a great Wednesday. Dan McCullough, of course. At least we're live. That's all that really matters. People watching on the replay.
And
although I
I'm here
prefer
on
people
time.
watching live. I apologize for the call-in issues, but if anybody says anything in the Discord, I'll jump into, or on the live chat there, I'll jump into the Discord so we can start taking some calls. I just think if I have it running in the background the whole time, it causes some internet issues. I like to blame that.
I'll comment.
We're joined by Dana Moss Peterson today, who's never been on the show. Dana Moss Peterson, introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Dana Jordan Moss-Peterson. Fantastic to be here today. I couldn't be more excited about anything ever that's happened in my life. This is a big thrill for me. Thank
You miss Troy. A lot of people do watch the show for Troy. No offense.
Yeah, that's why I watch it.
I get it.
I was just thinking about that, though. It's a mixed thing. A lot of people complain, but I don't even know if the people complaining watch the show.
No, probably it's usually the people who don't watch who get by proxy, like they're upset about stuff.
Right.
Yeah, because they heard something that somebody might have done.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Nobody knows Troy.
All I'm
right
saying is, actually watch the show so you can hate Troy.
So you can have a valid opinion.
Exactly.
It was a great
if
episode.
You're gonna hate him. Yeah, I love him. I love watching the episodes. This is probably my favorite one.
A lot of people are really attached to Troy Rigdon. Oh, yeah, you had one. You appeared with Troy Rigdon.
Yeah, it was a pre-record.
And you have a strange relationship with Troy Rigdon.
Do tell.
I mean, not really.
You kind of look alike.
We wait. We look alike?
Right.
Oh, okay. Because I'm growing my beard out.
Certainly.
Yeah.
I saw someone else who I can't.
And you both look like you've given up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, right. I was watching The Campaign. Zach Galifianakis in The Campaign. And a couple of scenes. I thought he looked just like you.
Yeah, I've gotten that one.
Isn't that funny?
Jack Black.
I see. Little short, chubby guys, but that's okay. Those are
Funny.
those are the two funniest and most athletic, short, chubby guys.
Most athletic.
Certainly. They're very physical comedians.
Well, Jack Black is always wearing those basketball shorts.
He rolls
no, wait,
around
that's
on-
Adam Sandler.
He's a rock star.
I know I was excited about the athleticism we were going to have on the show today. So,
Certainly. Everybody believes I'm athletic. It's the word.
I haven't heard that.
You haven't heard that?
No.
We talk about it on the show sometimes. Anyway, this is our intro. We're going to get into a little water cooler talk here. I don't even have to click anything anymore. This is how seamless this goes.
You discovered a playlist.
Well, I just record it ahead of time.
Oh, okay.
And then I play that one video the entire show. Yeah. Do you do anything for Father's Day?
How
about Juneteenth?
My dad's dead, so
I see. Dana?
I tried to get a court order to remove myself from parental responsibility, but it was a Sunday, so the court was closed. So I'm still a dad.
Wow.
Damn. Sorry, man.
Oh, it's fine.
He's jealous of yours.
Yeah.
I am. That is true. My dad is also dead. So.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Mine's not.
That's good.
There was a plane accident last year.
Really?
Burns all over his body.
Oh, God.
Like a paper airplane accident?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. I think it was a real plane.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know what planes are made out of these days.
Was he flying it?
He was not.
Okay.
What do you about Juneteenth? These are the two subjects we're talking about for water cooler talk there.
Juneteenth, sorry.
Things to do for Father's Day and things to do around Juneteenth. Of course, Father's Day is past, though. I didn't do anything for Father's Day. I watched Hairspray.
That's a great Father's Day
movie. I went and saw a show. No, I saw it live. I went and saw a theater show.
Oh.
You used to do theater.
Yeah. I played Mozart, Sherlock Holmes.
Really?
I used to be somebody.
Where?
Now I'm here.
Where were you doing this? You could do that around here.
You
could have been in Hairspray.
Geneseo. No, I'm not musical. I always said I'd be unstoppable if I could carry a tune on a bucket, but I can't. So.
Wow. When did you stop saying that?
I just said it. I still say it. I say it all the time. Have me on more, you'll hear it again.
Fantastic. Dana Moss Peterson. Is that right? How long did you do that for?
Because
I've heard this. I've heard a rumor. I don't know if they were pulling my leg, but I've heard that you've described as a professionally trained actor.
Yeah. Since 1992 up until 2018 was the last show I did. So yeah, I've been pretty much doing it 2/3 of my life.
Interesting.
At this point.
Was that before you started stand-up comedy?
Yes. So I had a kid, and doing theater is more of a commitment chunk of time, like 6 to 8 weeks. Stand-up, I can just go one day and knock it out. So, but yeah.
Demoted to nights.
Yeah, I've been in over 70 shows. Like, I used to do like 3, 4, 5 a year.
Wow.
So
no musicals.
No, can't carry a tune. So I always wanted to be the voice in Chorus Line, the Michael Douglas part, because they all sing and dance and he doesn't. That's my dream, to be in a musical. But yeah, I'm pretty terrible at singing. So
okay. Well, maybe at the end we'll be able to pull something out of you here. You can sing along with Matt. We're going to listen to Matt Ferry's single today.
Oh, fantastic.
We like to listen to that sometime in the show. Yeah, everybody knows that song.
I can't wait.
Why don't we get into a little Juneteenth talk, water cooler talk this morning? I found the whitest meteorologist here to talk about Juneteenth. Charlie Ironmonger.
Jesus.
Yeah, that last name has stood the test of time.
It has.
The horrors that the Ironmongers used to perpetrate in this country. Oh, it's a little quiet, huh?
Thank you so much for joining me today for your 2 o'clock news and weather update. But instead of news and weather, today we are joined by Alfreda Gordon of the Camden County Public Library.
These producers never had shooting in vertical in mind. They were never ready for this. Are you stunned?
Yeah.
Dan McCullough?
Yeah, I just...
By her tiny head floating at the bottom of the frame?
Yeah. No one, like, I don't know, rehearsed this.
A little coaching.
I don't know.
She's recording on
She's
her
the
phone.
brand
Yeah.
manager. Alfreda, thank you so much for joining me today. How's your Friday going?
It's going great. It's going great. Trying to prepare for everything for tomorrow.
Excellent. Yeah, preparing for tomorrow is the name of the game. Tell us what you guys got going on up there in Camden County.
You know, usually for all these segments, they always find a person of color there to do the segment itself. In this jurisdiction, I guess they only have this meteorologist.
This is the blackest guy they have on staff.
Great hair.
Well, tomorrow we are having our 3rd annual Juneteenth celebration. It's going to be tomorrow.
So somebody mentioned this to me, too. Does anybody know the story on this? Why is this the 3rd? Juneteenth has been around since Bill Clinton. Why did it just start the last few years? What happened?
I don't think that's right.
Workers' rights?
I think that's completely right. I think Bill Clinton created Juneteenth. He's a saxophonist.
Look, just because he's the only black president we've ever had doesn't mean Bill Clinton, he played sax. He's the only black president.
No,
somebody can fact check me on this, but I believe this is the truth. Bill Clinton invented Juneteenth, and it was based off of because he had this great idea because of those Texan slaves that weren't released till 2 years later.
Mm. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought
95.
the name just literally came from the day, like that day. They were like, "Oh, we're free now," and today's June 19th. So
it's actually kind of an ironic name because they were freed much earlier. I think Juneteenth represents the date that some people in Texas found out that years earlier the legislation passed.
Right. Yep.
Anyway.
News travels slow.
Also, they're never going to cover that in this segment. It's a very boring segment. That's why I picked
to
it.
2 p.m. And we are expecting a bigger crowd this year.
Bigger crowd.
All right, and this is your 3rd annual Juneteenth event, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
That's what she just said.
All right, and then this year, again, I don't know, years past, but you guys also have kind of, sounds like you've roped in the Heritage Museum.
Uh-oh. She lets him slide, but I think he's like Super Troopers. He's sliding in a bunch of secret jokes here for the people in the back.
Across the street to get in the mix as well.
The mix, roped. I don't like this.
Great to hear. It looks like you guys have a lot of fun activities. Give us an idea of what people could expect to see and expect to do coming up tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Well, tomorrow they're going to hear our special guest speaker, Dr.
She talks like the pedophile from Family Guy, too. It's a little distracting.
Harris. She's well known in our community. And she also she wrote a book. So from South Mills to Congress, it's our autobiography. We're going to have free hot dog lunch, free lemonade, a bouncy house, an outdoor game.
A bouncy house?
Gospel choir, a live band this time.
There we go. There we go.
He's code switching.
And we're going to have some black-owned vendors and educational and informational booths.
Excellent.
So come on out there.
Now, okay, the kid in me heard free hot dogs, lemonade, and bouncy houses. All sound like a great time. I also know you guys have face painting happening, but then
So I just feel like you can't avoid stepping on landmines here.
Oh, no.
I wanted to let it sit. You can find a few other segments in this 7 minutes, but really it's the first 4 minutes that you get all these.
Oh, my God.
How dare he?
Oh, my
He's really looking forward to the face painting for Juneteenth.
We got one color for face painting.
Shoe polish.
Those two boots.
parental side
by
of
side.
me says, ooh, educational booth.
Anyway, he's a freak, everybody. He's a racist freak. Ironmonger, I'm after you.
Fun fact, that's why I tried to reject my parental rights, because I'm tired of this education bullshit.
Really?
He gets excited about it. Like, you saw how creepy that is. I can't.
Yeah, he's got a creepy smile.
Defund education.
He's going to find a way to end Juneteenth. He's a villain.
It looks like he's trying to take a shit when you do that.
Looks like a rap battle.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right.
Anyway,
now,
I'm
as
skipping
far
a little ahead
as
here.
everyone
I like a
goes,
good
I'm
exit.
sure you've had quite a bit of help putting this on. It sounds like
What's that supposed to mean?
Quite the task.
You don't look like you could do this on your own.
You people had quite a lot of help.
Here's the poster.
You
This is
had
this year.
help, or you are the help.
Oh, this is last weekend. That's a good one. Not cooking. This was last week, I guess. I thought we were promoting it for this week, but I guess they did it a week before.
Ooh, they didn't mention the raffle drawing.
Oh, there's a raffle.
Oh.
But I thought it was when he describes to it. I feel like he's trying to avoid saying the word auction, so he tried to avoid. I kind of avoided
The
it. It made me
magic
uncomfortable.
of African rhythm.
And booths will be
I
indoors
guess you
as
must be
well.
present to it.
Outside, the outdoor games, the bouncy house. Well, the face paint will be inside too, but the bouncy house, the
Conclusion,
outdoor games,
everybody.
and the grill will be outside. So if rain comes, we can actually have people come in.
Oh, he is laughing. I love a good head shake laugh.
So
Isn't he
if
enjoying this
rain
interview?
comes, we can actually have people come in, but not
Yeah.
the bouncy house, of course.
Well, wonderful to hear.
Exact same
Wonderful
laugh
to
and
hear.
smile
Again,
I
Alfreda,
do
thank you so
when
much for
having to
joining
deal
me.
with the public.
Alfreda,
Yeah,
everybody.
oh, you got it.
Her name was Alfreda.
Alfreda. Sounds Italian.
Anyway. Oh, yeah, there was some...
Alfreda or Alfredum?
I was looking what was happening in Juneteenth in my hometown here. I couldn't find anything for this year, but everybody 5 months, 6 months, even 10 months after the fact were posting their 2024 Juneteenth celebration, so I took one of those. This was interesting. This looks like some sort of exercise program you might participate in, Dan.
Sure.
Looks like Zumba.
I could use some calisthenics in my life.
This is the African dance, according to the thumbnail. This is what they're doing in Juneteenth in Manhattan, Kansas, my hometown.
Teaching people how to twerk.
They're dancing. They have a large woman heading the dance group. Everybody pretty close. There's some fit people in there. I don't know where do they all learn this dance, though? They're all doing a choreographed dance for 10 minutes. TikTok, huh?
Jeez.
Probably.
Yeah, if only TikTok videos were 10 minutes long each.
Maybe Troy Rigdon will call in today. Oh, we also, speaking of Troy Rigdon, we'll also get some... we have some Doug Townsend watch. I have some Doug Townsend updates. Apparently he's on tour. But I'm having trouble verifying that. So we're going to take a little look at that there. And then also, Troy Rigdon, do you know anything about these No Kings protests?
Yeah, I don't know.
Really?
So I didn't really. I had to kind of update myself this weekend here.
My mom and her friends went.
Really? In a local... Oh, it was all over the country there. But Kelly Brink, friend of the show, Kelly Brink, she went to one of these protests in Manchester, Iowa, which is a small town, and she kind of does it as a joke, I believe, but she didn't write any. And I didn't really understand the idea of ironically trying to teach herself about what's happening at the protest, but then choosing a place with 7 old women there and then laughing about, oh, nobody at these protests even know what they're doing. Well, I don't doubt that these 7 old women in Manchester, Iowa are a little confused about, the current of the country, but, I don't think I don't really know what the point is. And she didn't make any jokes. She just said, interesting, huh? And then we're all supposed to click her link tree. But anyway, friend of the show, Kelly Brink.
Yeah. Well,
so we'll take a little look at that.
So is it an anti-Elvis,
But that was suggested
anti-Michael
by
Jackson thing?
No,
No
I
Kings?
actually thought it was a white supremacist march at first, but actually they mean like no kings as in no fascism.
Mm-hmm. No tyranny.
Right.
Oh, I thought
Like-
it meant drag queens are welcome, but drag kings are not. That's what I thought that was about.
Well, that's way off. That's way off. And I don't think that's going to fly on Pride Month either. They're all over. That's crazy. The queens are out there protesting. It's all over the country. Your mom went to one.
Uh-huh. Yeah. She is a queen in my eyes. She's my queen.
'Cause she's still alive.
How sweet.
I'm a mama's boy. What can I say?
Oh, my gosh. Should get her involved in one of these dances.
Yeah.
It's also the lowest energy music to dance to, too. It's lullaby music. I fall asleep to this. This is lo-fi. I don't know what to... Anyway, Manhattan, Kansas, everybody. Juneteenth. So we have everybody... Of course, it was Father's Day. Father's Day just passed. Did you do anything for Father's Day? David Collins, 30-minute hour show's number one fan?
I sent my dad a nice message because we don't live in the same town.
I see. Well, that's very nice. I hope everybody sent their dad a nice message.
Me and Dan can't, so
You can
thanks
pray
for bringing
about
that up again.
Well, Dan could shoot it. You both could shoot a 3-pointer and point to the sky.
I did hit a home run on Father's Day.
Oh, perfect.
Good for you.
Speaking of Father's Day, you think your Father's Day was weird. How about Florida, huh?
What happened?
I have Father's Day in Florida geared up. Just a few clips.
Oh, gosh.
Man accused of trying to shoot and kill his father. Appearing in bond court, Adrian Garcia facing attempted second-degree murder charge. He was also ordered to stay away from the victim and is being held with no bond. Police say
Get him,
Garcia
Mindy
shot his
Glazier.
father early
No
Sunday
bond.
morning
Anyone
along
can go
Northwest
get him.
4th Street and 48th Court. The dad was rushed to Jackson Memorial Hospital.
Is that why Troy isn't here? He's gone.
He's going to pick this guy up.
Right. Oh, Troy Riggin would have been a great person to have on Father's Day. He's a great relationship with his father. I chose to talk about Father's Day. I brought two people that don't have fathers.
More we have more perspective on the matter, I feel.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like to have a dad until you lose him.
Wow.
You don't fully appreciate.
A lot of people who lost their dads don't know what it's like to have a dad at all.
Yeah, sure. But how were they born?
Right. Well, they can leave pretty quickly.
Oh.
Also, they could have died years before.
The 9 months.
You could freeze it.
That's true. Yeah.
You do that.
I should freeze mine.
I thought you already did.
No. I just donate it.
Oh. Yeah. I see. They do the freezing.
No one asked, but I'm putting it everywhere.
I believe strongly that I don't doubt. I like to think that Delicious has donated sperm all over the country.
Oh God, don't.
Just to himself. He doesn't even realize that it's a joke. He's doing it. It's just for himself.
Yeah.
Went missing in the water. We have
Oh, here we go. A little Father's Day in Florida, everybody. Miami's a busy place.
Tonight at 11, a search is underway in the water off Haulover Beach. We are hearing reports a child went missing in the water. We have Samir Nefsi live with the latest straight from the scene. Samir.
And JC and Sanel, it appears that search has been ongoing for several hours at this point. We have yet to receive official word from Florida Fish and Wildlife, but I want to go ahead and show you some
Oh, that's
video
good.
from
I'm
the
glad they're
scene.
asking the Fish and Wildlife about the missing person. That'll help. These freaks in Florida.
When we first arrived. All right, so there you can see quite an emotional scene once we arrived. A woman there crying and screaming at some points. Again, this is all
It could have just been a homeless person. I don't know why they're jumping to conclusion.
at Haulover Beach. Reports of a search
Right.
underway by
Well,
Florida
they can't
Fish
find
and
the missing person. Nobody's in there drowning, so they have nothing to record.
Wildlife, possibly for a teenager. We noticed crews out
But they
on the
always look older, you know? You never really know. That's
water,
what he's
of
getting
course,
at.
Florida Fish and Wildlife investigators talking to family members as well as Miami-Dade Fire Rescue out here on scene. Now back out here live, things appear to somewhat be wrapping up. Again, no official word. We have reached out to Florida Fish and Wildlife as well as Miami-Dade Fire Rescue for comment. Ladies.
All right, well, Samir, it just seems like it was a dangerous day on the water
Samir?
overall because earlier this evening you were in Fort Lauderdale where there was another near drowning.
Uh-oh. This is their Father's Day segment, Miami, Florida.
So
Father's Day,
people
I'll never
drowning.
forget.
Say Happy Father's Day.
let's send it to Samir for no official word, which he said like 3 times. No official. There's nothing official. We don't know anything.
I like how he's like,
here's
what-
another one where
Things
we
seem
probably...
to be wrapping up here with no official word. Yep, case closed.
They're just yeah, they're just rapping. Just
Kid's
making
gone.
small talk about these missing kids. Samir's got great lips, by the way.
We know 3 people at this point were taken to the hospital
For the
from
audio listeners.
Fort Lauderdale Beach near drowning. That was on Sunbreeze Boulevard.
looks
if
like,
you're familiar with Fort Lauderdale
Alcaraz,
Beach area near the.
He looks like Tony Hinchcliffe from afar.
Yeah, a little bit.
Got a little hinch.
Gay.
Yeah,
ocean
that's really.
front.
It's his flamboyancy that reminds me of him.
Mm-hmm.
Towel. Fire
I
rescue
think he
in
looks
Fort
like the
Lauderdale
world number
telling
1 tennis
us
player.
that there was
Does he?
Carlos Alcaraz.
a little girl that went under the water. Her father went
I think
out
that's
into
his
the
first
water
name. He's
as
Spanish,
well.
so I guess
At
Carlos.
some point, that got to be a little bit too much. We know a third person also went out to assist that father and daughter. All 3 were pulled from the water and taken to Broward Health Medical Center. That's the very latest. We're live in Haulover. I'm Samir FC, Local 10 News.
All right, thanks, Samir. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Welcome to Haulover Beach, where everyone's underwater.
Well, that was a little water cooler talk there. Not a lot of the new. You know, I want to talk a little. I'm glad Juneteenth is here because with all these the No Kings, it's actually strongly facilitated having to do. I don't know if that's the right choice of words, but it was inspired, motivated a lot in many places by these ICE raids. I think.
So much going on this month.
They kind of coincide there.
Ice raids, No Kings, Flag Day, Father's
and all
Day,
these gays are getting
Juneteenth.
trampled by the news. I didn't hearing about anything about Pride Month.
Right. Pride
All
Month.
I hear about is these Mexicans. I'm glad it's Juneteenth. We can get back to. I like black and white news. That's what I prefer.
Black and white news.
It gets a little complicated when you get into the the Hispanics and things. It's complicated.
Yeah, we don't want caramel news. We want black and white.
Right. I don't eat sweets.
So glad I drove here for this.
Oh, just wait. We start slow. I know we want to build into things. Maybe we'll get a call in today. I'm not sure. It's 7:56 a.m. Eastern. You just wait. Because we're going to get into a little Ian8K here, and he never lets anybody down. Ian8K named Nathan, somebody that I followed for years. Anybody in the live chat?
Yeah. Old school Dave said chirp. Chirp needed.
Right. Well, we like to mix it up because sometimes I do add those chirps. I'm not sure if you say the most recently was with a Kanye clip, but that got a little pushback. But anyway, it's Juneteenth. We got to lay off with the chirps for 1 week. That's a little on the nose.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can't, imagine how out of control we could have gotten. I was staring at my laptop and the things were going through my mind. I really was at a fork in the road.
So, if I'm going to share real quick. I was playing online video games with a buddy, and then this random was on our team, and it was a black fella, and this is before I heard about the meme. I heard the chirp in the background, so I was like, "Someone's smoke alarm dying?" And the kid was just silent for like the rest of the game, and then he quit. It's like I didn't realize until about a month later that I was being very offensive.
Were you?
I don't know. Just change the fucking
Was he
batteries.
talking beforehand, or was he talking before?
He was. Yeah.
You didn't know he was black because
he didn't have. He wasn't like streaming. I couldn't like pull him up on Twitch and see him.
No, but the smoke alarm.
So when you play,
I knew because of the way he talked. Well, I guess he could have been a white guy doing like black voice or something.
When you play online video games, you don't have to signify your race before you get on.
Well, most people do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes
I
me.
do.
I say, my name's David. I'm 6'3". I have the body of a 14-year-old. It's my trunk if you want to see it. That's an old joke, everybody. A little street joke. You describe yourself. I didn't even say I'm white.
No. They can tell by your voice, though.
Can they?
Yeah. You can tell by my voice.
I'm doing every
I'm not black
comedian's impression of a white man's voice.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Oh, anyway. Ian8K, everybody. Get excited. He's my favorite. This video is called Haha 9/11 Happened. Jump. Al-Qaeda and Osama bin Laden equals trophy gold pendant. I don't know what that is.
Gold medal.
Gold medal. Yeah. Ian8K, everybody. He's in the woods and he's alive. He disappeared for a week, but he's back. I really let this sit.
I'm scared.
Hello and welcome to the visualization. Message to the Secret Service, CIA, American military. Keep allowing people to sound torture and mock me with vehicles. Watch what happens. Furthermore, to be more precise, keep allowing mass coordinated privacy invasion, stalking, vehicular sound pollution, terrorism / warfare, and sound torture war crimes in coordination with my thoughts, movements, and speech. And in the midst of this, Robert Card committed his mass shooting.
For the record, I haven't done any research on this Robert Card. I really should because he mentions him all the time. I'm not sure if he's been a convicted killer, if he's accusing this fake person, if it's like a Tyler Durden situation. At one point, he made a threat to Google. He said all this sound torturing has led to the death of 18 families. So I don't know if he's responsible for that or if he's connecting that somewhere else.
Because he's lashing out from the sound torture.
Oh, right.
He murdered those 18 families.
He's been living in the woods for a month or two. I've been reading. I have all the footage, everybody. I'm waiting for this to turn into something. Do you want to see his dead dog?
No.
I have all the footage. I have cops in his house. It's interesting.
Specifically while I was living at 7 Russell Street, Lot 12, from October 2022 to April 2000.
That's what I meant about.
He's just giving his resume.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant about. He said he was in Lewiston, Maine. Oh, he says much more than that.
Shooting. Yeah. Specifically while I was living at 7 Russell Street, Lot 12, from October 2022 to April 2024, at the corner of Russell Street and Main Street, also the overpass bridge right next to that intersection. For 18 plus months, that started. It's still happening 32 months later.
So that's a repeat. That's basically all of his videos right there. And then we get a unique part that I really enjoyed. Dana Moss Peterson, what's your first impression of IN8K?
I wish I had a notebook so I could take notes. It's a lot of information all at once, and it seems really important.
That's a good point. Don't worry. I think this will be memorable.
I have 2 physical injuries from this, from trying to react to it. About 2 days ago, I woke up at like 3, 4 in the morning, and I farted. When I farted, somebody revved their engine.
Exactly. He knows what you're thinking, by the way. He's very good at talking to the camera because he's always talking to the listener.
I woke up at like 3, 4 in the morning, and I farted. When I farted, somebody revved their engine nearby.
What?
Keep torturing me. Watch what happens. Haha, 9/11 happened.
Having
Jump
neighbors,
Al
I know
Qaeda
it's torture, but you gotta live in a society, man. God. Well, you don't have to.
Have you ever had somebody rev their engine after you farted, Dan? You don't know the plight.
Yeah, dude, the CIA's always been after me. I'm used to it. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna make videos out in the woods about it.
You're gang stalked also?
Yeah, of course. Who isn't? This guy. IN8K.
Someone's got to tell this guy I'm the only one stalking him.
Well, if he sees your picture, he's going to assume you work for the feds. So
that's probably the case. It definitely looked like a cap.
Yeah, it's those glasses.
And this coat.
Yeah.
Me. Watch what happens.
I'm the face he needs to know. That's all. That's the only face.
9/11 happened.
There we
Keep
go.
torturing
This is
me.
his
Watch
sign
what
off.
happens. Haha, 9/11 happened. Jump. Al Qaeda won. Osama bin Laden was a hero. Go pay back China, you cyber pedo bums with credit scores.
Damn.
Wow.
Ouch.
Preach, IN8K.
He's talking to
he's
you,
flipping off the
Dan.
camera.
Yeah, dude, damn. Fuck.
Credit union.
I didn't create
slave.
the credit score. The CIA did in the 80s when they were making the crack and putting it in the neighborhoods.
So we're keeping a close eye on IN8K there, but he's not. Those are his live streams. His live streams are always much more serious. He says, "I have something meaningful to say. I'm gonna do a live." But throughout the day, he just still make videos and shorts. His banner is still his Grand Theft Auto clan, but he's been off that for a few months, of course, while he's living in the woods. This is his life. He would stream like 20 hours a day.
Wow.
But so this is some of his shorts.
Dedication.
He's
How many subs?
He's silly. He's got about 1,500, I believe, something around there. But he's got his shorts. He's got his glasses and things. He does reviews of marijuana products sometimes because he's in Maine. I guess it's recreational.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one we picked.
Hello and welcome to the visualization. So as I sit here and I do gardening or landscaping or whatever, cutting down these vines off of these trees around my tent, it came to mind. I'm
the
sitting there
engine.
cutting on
He
some of
just
these thicker
farted.
vines, and I'm like,
It's every time
just
he
farted.
farts.
He just farted.
That's how he knows. He's got a point about that revving. I've never, in all of these videos, he's always next to a highway. Maybe that's his problem.
landscaping or whatever, cutting down these vines
There's
off
one
of these
leg.
trees around my tent. It came to mind. I'm sitting there cutting on some of these thicker vines, and I'm like, I'm like, man, this is some like beheading type stuff, like ISIS. And so it came to mind. I'm like,
Not at all.
Imagine
He's
if
spiraling, everybody. I've been keeping an eye on this for years. He wasn't like this a few years ago. He's going way downhill, and now he's living in the woods.
Look, I'm not for the pharmaceutical companies and all that, but dude, get on some fucking pills. Jesus Christ.
He smokes a lot of weed.
Well, get on the right pills.
Get on the correct
I
pills.
mean, we can't assume he's not on any pills.
He's
given
probably
the behavior.
on pills that he's not prescribed
Right,
to.
right.
Yeah.
And the side effects. You got to get on the right pills.
Yeah.
Is it a beautiful day out today or what? I'm not sure what's going to happen. Is it going to rain?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to storm later.
It's a pretty majestic skyline, though, that we get in the camera this morning. A little less majestic here. IN8K.
if like OSHA, like American, like
He's got a bit, actually. He's working on a stand-up now. Obviously, the natural trajectory here is for him to start showing up at open mics. That's another reason we got to keep an eye on him here. In a year, he's going to be a guest on David Collins' 30-minute half-hour
I
show
hope
promoting
so.
his new podcast.
Hell yeah. Let's get him to Monks.
Can we? He's in Lewiston, Maine. We're going to have to go get him.
Go get him.
I don't think he can fly.
Well, we know exactly where
After
he's
these
at.
videos, there's no way he's allowed on a plane. So we're going to have to go pick him up, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he has
So
the
it came to
real
mind,
ID.
Somewhat.
Even if he has the real ID.
Right.
Like, imagine if like OSHA, like American like safety OSHA, confronted ISIS about cutting inward, and they said, "Hey, you can't do that. That's unsafe." Or YouTube, YouTube and them.
It's a bit.
YouTube.
It's a stretch.
Taking down content when it's Grand Theft Auto 5 role play, as I'm role playing as ISIS and going and doing my thing. But there's still documentaries on ISIS and stuff
As
like
you
that,
do.
et cetera. YouTube is like OSHA, but not.
What is your point?
I think he's just got to write a tag and he's there.
Can we invent a role-playing board game where you pretend to be ISIS? I think that's marketable. I think he's onto something.
Hasbro might take us up on it.
People love an underdog. Anyway, INAK. He's working on a stand-up. He's apparently chopping vines in the woods. I guess that's needed. I don't know what he's doing in there.
I was going to say he made a rookie mistake. You said it just needs like a tag or whatever. I agree, but he also needs to know when to stop because he kept just kind of dragging on.
Certainly.
A lot of open micers do that. They'll just say the funny thing and then keep going on.
He could skip just the middle part and just jump straight to YouTube's like OSHA, huh? And then sit on that.
And then yell at the audience when no one responds.
I think he'd be more freaked out if they laughed. He'd do Robert Wallace's bit. What are you laughing at? Paranoid comedian.
Paranoid comedian.
That's his impression of a paranoid comedian. Robert Wallace is one of the few people that does the impression and then tells you what the impression was.
Mm-hmm.
It's somewhat William Montgomery. We have our own William Montgomery here.
Oh, yeah.
That's a stretch.
Is that true? I don't really watch the show. I'm not really too familiar.
Are you familiar with Casey Rocket?
Oh, yeah.
I'm under the firm belief that Casey came to an open mic at Monk's one time, saw Robert's set, and then was like, okay, if I just hone this down into a thing where I walk around stage all methed out and say random shit, then it'll be funny.
I just gotta say, the most recent episode of Kill Tony, there was Jimmy No Breaks. Oh my god, you just gotta see that clip. It's towards the very end.
Is that the guy who goes up and he pretends to be Andrew Dice Clay,
Yes,
basically?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen his clip, not on Kill Tony. I don't really watch Kill Tony.
Is he doing
except
it?
for Tyler Meyerhoff and Austin Ingalls? But
Is he doing an impression or parody, or is he just doing the act?
it's basically Andrew Dice Clay's act, but I forget the jokes. Though.
And so Tony called him out on it. He's like, I don't usually like people who do a bit and you're stealing everything Andrew Dice Clay did.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, never heard of that bitch. He
kept in character.
He knows that that's what he's doing, but it's so just ridiculously funny.
Yeah.
He's aware enough that it's not hacky. He's really funny.
Was that just a couple days ago?
Yeah, Monday's episode.
I feel like that'd be tough to do, but also Tony regularly has on Adam Ray and never as himself, always playing Phil Collins or whoever the fuck
Sometimes
else.
he says himself.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, but still,
I heard next week he's going to go on as David Collins.
Yeah, I hope so. I would hope so.
Dr. Phil is who you're thinking, of course.
Wait, what?
What were you just saying? About Oh yeah, well,
yeah. Sometimes he goes on as Adam Ray.
Maybe we'll learn about that
Jeremy
Andrew Dice
character.
Clay person on this week's Blind Mike
Jimmy
project.
No Breaks.
That's probably something he'll cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, a little Kill Tony talk. We talked about Tony Hinchcliffe a lot today. I saw the campaign. I went to see Hairspray, Shane Gillis merch. Well, that's it for that. There goes my note card, everybody. Did everybody hear that? That was Matt Ferry's single. We play this on the show very often. You see this? Hear about this?
No.
It's Matt Ferry. I wish back then when he recorded this, he didn't have this as an album cover. This would have been a much better album cover than what he uses.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even dare show what he uses. Check out his Bandcamp. He running the restroom.
No, I'm getting a drink.
Oh, good thinking.
More coffee.
Nobody's ever done that before.
Yeah.
Very bold. Dana Moss Peterson, everybody.
See if he's back.
Cheers. I finished my coffee this morning, but I have some orange juice. It's going to be a beautiful day out. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Anything going on in the live chat?
Terry Nee says Juneteenth, when fashionably late, was a historical injustice. That's pretty funny.
It's very clever.
Yeah.
It sounds like a subheading to a book. Matt Ferry. What's next here? Oh, we're in Doug Townsend watch.
Robert Wallace just said no.
Is Robert Wallace in the chat?
Hell yeah. What's up, Bobby?
I recorded with Robert Wallace today, last week. Of course, Ryan Graham is going to be coming at the end of the month, and we're going to spend probably 10 days a little heavier working on this documentary that we're working on with Robert Wallace.
Nice.
And I've seen his home once, and we were there.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that. And recently I picked him up, and we drove around Dubuque for an hour, and he talked about different places. He drove us to different locations. A couple spooky locations, to be honest, but it was fine. I was a little worried. There was a lot of trash on one road that we were on because it was not well kept.
Yeah.
It was pretty spooky, and he was showing us, old places and his schools, places his mom owned bookstores. It was interesting.
Ah, cool.
Were
So
you
we got to record some of
scouting the woods for a place for INK when he comes to Monks?
Oh, right. Yeah. We need a place for him to live.
Yeah.
I have a good place on 4th and Summit in the woods. There are a lot of deer there you can spoon with.
I was gonna say, we got a little old stone cabin that was built years and years ago in a little creek bed near where I live, and there's a road right next to it, so it's perfect for him. I feel
Right.
like. Yeah, you'll
Every
hear
time he
motorcycles.
farts,
And,
That's what he needs.
Mm-hmm.
He needs domestic sound pollution terrorism.
Absolutely. Make him feel right at home.
He's great with words, that guy. I wonder where he went to school. Doug Townsend watch, everybody. So we are on Doug Townsend watch. We've gone through a bit of a saga there. It was brought more to our attention because we talked about his episode in October at the Jester's Lounge, which was just him having a bad comedy set, but it was interesting because he just berated these 40 women that were from Suntan City there to see comedy, and he won them over in 30 seconds and then continued to lose them. I don't know how else to put it. We've seen it on the show many times. We don't really need to rehash it. Later, we had Kelly come on and talk about his new GoFundMe. He wanted $100,000 so that he could start a podcast. And we looked at that and looked at what he was doing and
he
didn't
should start a Domino's franchise.
because he didn't want to be beholden to sponsors. He said, but I don't know why he needs $100,000 exactly. You could start so much with $100,000.
He'd be more successful starting a Domino's.
You would be.
That would be. He could sell it well. He should just start a small business.
Yeah,
and do
then
that.
get on TikTok and be like, remember me from shit on
the car
TikTok?
salesman.
Come buy pizza from me.
But I actually like the strategy of a podcast because if you get $100,000, you don't have to follow through. If you say you're building a Domino's and you get $100,000 to do it, people are going to want receipts.
Certainly. They're going to want to get some pizza.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I didn't think that. I think I'm just hungry.
The next thing, so he doesn't put out a podcast. Instead, he starts talking about how there's a documentary team that wants to makes a documentary about him and this Tony guy that sells a drop shipping company or logo, something like that, and does the same format on Instagram of playing a viral video and then responding to it and saying, buy this. So he was saying that there's a documentary team that's going to make a documentary about him and this Tony guy. That never went anywhere. And now this. Apparently he's on tour. I'm suspicious of that. Let's take a little look here. Doug Townsend, everybody. And this takes a second to get started because it's difficult to get Instagram videos and hear the first word of the video.
Mm-hmm.
You have to click. See, it's not playing sound, even though I turned it off and then refreshed. Now you got to refresh again and then click it really quickly when it refreshes.
I'm at the airport getting mean mugged because I'm smoking a cigarette. Probably not where I'm supposed to be, but damn it, I'm famous.
What?
Yep, it's my last pack again, but this is truly my last pack.
Oh,
Sure,
God.
yeah.
Again.
Sure.
Heard that one.
Come holla. Georgia bound.
He's going to Georgia, everybody. He's at the airport. He's going to start his tour in Georgia.
I'm at the
Georgia Peach.
And then we go on. So this was another Instagram I wanted to post because he He went and did a show in Georgia. He started his tour, and I can't find any clips of this. We're going to take a look at it. There's no clips of this anywhere. He should be posting his stand-up a little bit, telling people, I don't know. We're going to get to it. It's a lot, but you can't even find where these shows are. I don't know how people are going to these shows. So he posts this, which is a text or a DM or a review of his comedy. And it reads, since the 1980s, no comedian has commanded a stage presence as unique as Doug Townsend's. His comedy style is akin to a rock concert. Replete with unbridled energy, Townsend has faced accusations of racism, homophobia, narcissism, bigotry, and meanness.
Meanness?
I want to accuse it.
He wrote this.
That's the worst of the accusations, is the meanness.
I'd call him meaningless.
Oh.
To which he responds with a casual, probably. All right, well played. Having transitioned from a career as a car salesman to stand-up comedy, Townsend has proven exceptional.
When you said transition, that's not the way I thought that was going to go.
I love that he's a car salesman. He gets one famous TikTok and some followers from it, and then he shows up to Dubuque, Iowa, to do an open mic at the most rundown. Not rundown. I love that place very much. Monk's is amazing, but the basement is dirty and grimy. And
the most antique open mic that he could find.
Antique open mic, exactly.
I don't know.
And then I remember him complimenting like everyone else said. He was nice and everything like that, but then he goes up with just nothing. He got a few laughs, I'm sure.
He was trying. He was very new.
Yeah, exactly. But then within a year, he's a career stand-up comedian.
On tour.
I love it.
He's
touring.
I love it.
Proven exceptional.
He's always been famous. So where were we here? He exhibits a remarkable ability to evoke powerful emotions, ranging from tears to laughter, and ultimately affection. No. Hailing from Watson, Louisiana, Townsend has adeptly utilized the...
I get knocked down.
Did you pick this song, or is
no, that's what he does in the video. We'll play it on loop a couple of times after I finish reading this here. He has built his comedy boldly addresses sensitive topics, including race, gender, and sex. 2025 is expected to be the year Townsend's comedic prowess is recognized globally.
Oh, come on.
Oh, my fucking God.
Nothing garners affection more than racism, meanness. I get it. I get it.
He must have written this for a club, and then they post it, and then he screenshots it, right? So it's a little back and forth. Because I believe he wrote it, but it seems like it is being used for some promotional value somewhere else.
I feel like ChatGPT helped him too.
Oh, right. It could just be a description of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
There is no information.
There's no... love the fans for the support, but it's...
How many?
So this is what it looks like in real time.
27 likes.
Oh, I paused it. Excuse me, everybody. This was...
I get knocked down.
Wow.
I get knocked down.
That's the format he put it in. It shows all those words for fucking half a second.
You have to pause it.
Ay.
So that's
oh, God.
Doug Townsend watch there. So he's on tour. He's getting good reception by the fans. I'd love to give him good reception too. This is me looking up Doug Townsend. So you look up Doug Townsend, you just go by upload, of course, because that's the only way to really find anything these days. And it's just 2 people that post, if you laugh, you're conservative, Doug Townsend clips. They're trying to milk anything off of them. They're getting 20 views on a lot of these, so it's not going the best. Anyway, we'll scroll a little bit here. This is the only thing that you find when you YouTube Doug Townsend. It's a compilation of his Instagram clips, but you want to find a stand-up somewhere. Of course, you might ask why I don't search stand-up, but if you just use his name and upload date, you can filter everything in the last few months, so you don't really have to do all that extra searching. We'll click one of these here and see exactly what one of these look like, but this is all it is. It's just a couple of people making these...
The man is unhinged.
You don't even find mine, unfortunately, because it's all... You can't even find when he was on David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. He promised me many more views, by the way. I didn't really care, but he was in my ear saying, this is going to be your biggest episode. I said, it's no problem. But anyway.
To like and subscribe.
So he has people just doing AI compilations
Please don't
of his
forget to like and subscribe.
Content.
Thank you.
This is an average Doug Townsend Instagram reel.
What?
It's kind of old school, though. This is what he used to.
Name our kids Sonny and Cher,
gonna get married in a big white church. I'm gonna bring home the bacon with my comedy career, and I'm gonna get you pregnant every single year. Come holler.
Yikes.
So it's always been
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's
dude.
always been the same. He does these clips and he has this fictitious comedy career in his head.
What? So, I'm sorry. Did that joke roast the woke lefties? Like,
isn't that a funny name for it? Roasts woke lefties, part 24. And
part 24, and it's a joke about ranch. Like,
That's not ranch.
He says "come holler" a lot.
Yeah,
that's no moon.
That's his.
So you go to his website and you try to do a little more research on Doug Townsend. You say, where can I see him? What else is he doing? Where can I find his stand-up comedy?
Mm-hmm.
Here's his website, everybody.
Hey, this is Doug Townsend. This is the official website for merch and tour dates. Come holler.
And you'll find there certainly is merch on this website, but there are no tour dates.
Is he doing a tour in the woods?
If we wanted to read his entire biography here, I'm sure it's pretty similar. Hollywood celebrates, and famous rappers have bought cars from Doug. Hollywood celebrities, excuse me. Anyway, he's a car salesman. But now he is currently writing new stand-up.
I see a typo down there.
Does cameo.
Did you see it?
No, I missed it.
There's a typo at the bottom.
That's pretty quick.
He definitely wrote that.
His gallery, he has his Instagram
Nice,
link,
yeah.
but he also has a picture with my shirt. It's on his website, everybody. I made it. I
Come
made the cut.
holla.
Did you believe this?
Like how he's taking those.
I believe it.
Taking a screenshot of him yelling at woke lefties, and then he's got to put an Instagram filter on it.
Oh, that's probably Kelly's doing. I wouldn't blame him for that. That was when Kelly was his agent.
Oh,
Yeah, she likes filters.
She does. We're going to get into that in a few moments here after we finish Doug Townsend Watch. That's coming up. Kelly, you're not safe.
Well, Kelly, that's what he's missing now. He's missing those filters.
Troy could call in, defend this clip, though. The thing is, though, I don't think Troy remembers. He always gets distracted. Remember Maggot Boyfriend, everybody? It was Kelly's single. And we laughed. But I don't know what, She's not producing videos that I necessarily, or for me. Troy sends me these clips. They say it has 80,000 views. I say, what does that mean to me? I don't know what that means.
Cool. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get to it.
I don't.
I have a lot to say, and it's early. Doug Townsend, so he's got his reels here, he's got his merch. That pretty much finishes it up. Anyway, this website doesn't have his tour dates. He can't find his stand-up anywhere, and he can't find his tour dates. So that's Doug Townsend.
So
we're on Doug Townsend Watch. I want to see you live. I want to see a performance, some joke, some evidence. I want to see what these crowds look like. Who's coming? How do people know about this show? Where are you performing? And he posted one. He said, "Come see me here," and he just gave a city and state. He said June 15th, city and state. And I was searching that city and state for June 15th. I had no idea how to find this. There was no way to see any evidence that this show existed.
Just look under a bridge.
Oh.
Just look under your local
Is it City Park? I should have looked up arrest records. That would have been a place to start.
That's a good point.
Are you insinuating that his tour might not be on the up and up?
I don't know if it's real. I think he's faking a tour.
I'm crestfallen.
The podcast, the documentary.
I am
in no way qualified to give advice on this. I've never toured as a stand-up comedian, but the very, very least you should do is at least when you book the shows,
promote the venue.
Promote the venue, put it on Facebook, Instagram, whatever.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so people know where to go and what time and what day.
Oh.
And maybe if it costs a certain amount of money to get in.
And directions on how to get there.
Maybe, yeah.
When
Or
they
like
know
a
the
link to
venue.
Google Maps with directions.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
Interesting.
Just my little piece of advice could help.
That's very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
I don't know. Just kind of some ideas I've been throwing around.
Yeah.
So.
No.
That is our Doug Townsend Watch, everybody. Come holla.
Come holla.
It is a good catchphrase. When he's finally gone, I can take it.
But it makes me not want to holla.
No?
I'm a rebel. Somebody says do something, I want to do the opposite. Come holler. No.
He does have some culty energy. He says, my fans, which I understand.
Old school Dave in the chat said tour dates equals court dates.
It's very funny. That's actually pretty brilliant.
Crack
That
the
is
mystery
great.
there.
Old school Dave figured it out.
Actually, I just remembered when we first started Doug Townsend Watch, it was in January because he made this unhinged 3-minute video saying, you people leaving Google reviews because you don't like my content, leaving Google reviews on the car places that I'm working at. It's out of control. He said, I'm rich and famous. I'm going to hire 8 to 10 people that are going to find the people that leave bad comments and reviews like this, and we're going to attack you on social media. So he was inciting harassment, saying that he's going to hire virtual hitmen to harass these people that are just leaving bad reviews on his pages.
Has he gotten a bad review since?
I don't know.
It might have worked.
I'm not really sure, but a post like that said, we got to keep an eye on Doug Townsend, and he hasn't disappointed. The fake podcast, fake documentary, now this fake tour. I think, are we the only one paying attention too? He gets tens of thousands of views, but I think they just watch the first half and then they click off right when it gets to Doug's face.
Mm-hmm. That was my inkling there too.
Anyway, Kelly Brink was Doug's former booker and manager, and you commented on this filter earlier when we pulled this up.
I did. Yeah, I noticed right away. You can tell when you look at the eyes and the nose and cheekbones area.
You don't need that, Kelly. Lay off.
No, she's so beautiful. You don't need a filter at all, Kelly.
That's the first thing you showed up to one of the recordings of that episode with Kelly Brink there, and Troy Rigdon and Matt Ferry were there. And the first thing you said, I was blown away. I didn't know she was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And Kelly Brink out here with the filters. What are you doing to young women, Kelly? Look at you. Shameful, huh? Dan, what do you think about that? Filters. Do you use filters? Are you a filter guy?
Just the ones that make me look like a panda bear, and the ones that put hearts on your cheeks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Just those two.
Just those two.
Yeah.
So we teased this earlier. Of course, Kelly Brink went to some of these No Kings protests in Manchester, Iowa, and she even mentions that it's in a small town there. I'm not sure. Like I said, I didn't pull much positive from this. Troy recommended that we speak to it. I had already seen it, and Troy recommended that we talk about it on the show. I'm not sure. I wanted him to call in. Maybe he could add to this here. But Troy, if you're listening, call into the show, or just call me. Call my personal phone.
Yeah.
I don't see him in the chat. He must be busy.
He may be.
Yeah.
But anyway, he said, and I said, I don't really know what we're doing here, but we can all take and watch for ourselves. It just seems like political. I'm just trying not to be too vulgar. I'm searching for the words. Bottom of the barrel, political dog shit.
Yeah.
To me, I'm not really sure.
Nailed it.
Demonstration today in the very small. There's a No Kings.
I told Troy. He said, you could elaborate. I said, it's so difficult over text. I said, I think this mom versus mom violence is very gay.
Demonstration today in the very small town that I live in. I'm gonna go check it out. I'm just really curious as to what the protesters have to say about why they are there today.
It's important to protect our people and the minorities that are being just neglected and slaughtered everywhere.
No fascists. Tell me about that.
This here, I'm just holding the sign for somebody over there.
Tell me about that.
I actually didn't make it. Somebody else made it.
Okay.
And brought it to me, but I like it.
We are protesting the fact that our president wants to be a king.
Hi. What are you guys protesting today?
Who's asking?
Does anybody want to tell me why they're protesting today?
I mean, it's pretty
What are you
clear.
guys protesting today?
They don't like the president.
There's a No Kings demonstration.
Also, I don't think they want to talk to Kelly.
No.
She usually comes off more unlikable, but she sounded pretty unbearable that day.
Yeah. It's it's just, that whole thing just always pissed me off. That's going to the opposing side's fucking things and just being like, trying to, I'm like Ben Shapiro destroys.
Isn't it such
fourth grader?
It's such. I said
dreams.
this. I think I said this to you. It's such 2017, 2019 schlock.
It is. It's awful. This is terrible content.
I mean, it's fine, but do
Stick
something
to
with
the-
it. I'm a
stick to
fan
the
of
other
street
things you do,
interviews.
Kelly.
Don't get me wrong. You should do these street interviews, and you could do this in a way where you're getting to talk to. But the first step is to get the people talking. If you're just going at them and making, you sound like a 30-minute half-hour correspondent. And I'm not thinking of my show. What was that 30-minute show, that Fox News show before The Daily Show? But it was on Fox News. It was a 30-minute show or something like that.
I don't know.
30-minute news show, 30-minute hour break or something like that.
90 minutes. No, well, part of the
Sounds like one of those correspondents, like a Daily Show correspondent. Anyway, he was trying to use a cooler reference.
A handful of the people that she interviewed didn't even know why they were there, or, oh, someone handed me this sign and I guess I like it, so I'll continue to stand here and hold it. I don't...
Well, they're all part of a bridge club or something, that's what I'm saying. It's just these old women, in Manchester, Iowa. It's not, you're making any sort of point, so you want to write a joke.
That's my whole thing with...
It is funny when she says, somebody handed this to me, or I don't know, I found it over there. What did she say? It's like, where did you get that sign? That's actually kind of interesting. Can we dig into this, Kelly? Where did she get that sign?
Yeah.
Who's bringing these signs?
I feel like if she pointed at somebody specific, you could go ask that person, like, so you're handing out signs? And at the very least, like, feign interest, like, oh, can I get one?
Right.
And be like, if, I don't know, is it like, if you're trying to uncover something, try to uncover it.
There's no follow through. It's just like, I'm proving my point. Where did you get that sign? Okay, next. Hey, why are you protesting? No, like,
I would have said, where
asking for more, egging them on.
Where are all the Mexican protesters? Did you not let them hear? Is that antithetical to your point? Could you have shipped any in for the protest?
Did you know that Hasidic Jews do that with day laborers in New York and stuff? They'll go to the Home Depot and hire day laborers to dress up like Hasidic Jews and like protest the things for them.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's hilarious. Really? It's the funniest fucking
How do I get that gig? I'm an actor.
You start growing your curls out.
It's giving me an idea. Maybe I'll hire you.
There you go.
I've said this on the show too. I thought I could hand out my merch to homeless people, and or maybe pay them to hold some of my merch. With their sign.
Yeah.
Or I can make signs with David Collins 30-Minute Half Hour Show's logo and just write, need help or whatever they want me written on it.
There's two people that stand down on the bridge. The spot, if I was begging for money, I would not fucking stand. If somebody's looking at their phone for 5 seconds, you're fucking run over. You're they're in the median
Maybe
that
that's
goes
the
across
hope
the bridge
for them. They're let's stand here and get run over.
They're making more money than I do, so... But I was gonna say, you could, when you're driving by over to East Dubuque or Illinois, you throw a T-shirt out.
Oh, it's great ad space. Nobody,
exactly.
The amount of money that it would take to rent a billboard in that location.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's right in the intersection, Highway 20 and 151.
Yeah.
Right before you cross over to Illinois, it's 2 blocks practically away from the Wisconsin Bridge.
Yeah.
You got to get some of these homeless people. I'm a big fan of those homeless people. I use them in my act.
The last thing I was going to say about that whole protest thing is, like, just go cut some fucking heads off. Like, what are we doing? Why the French had it right years ago. Why aren't we killing the rich?
Well,
okay, sorry.
The point is they're killing and slaughtering the minorities, as you could see, with no minorities being there.
Yeah.
They're being slaughtered. Well, prove it. They're not here.
You used to be able to say...
They're slaughtered. They're not here.
Very good point.
It used to be so easy. You could just say race war, we'll settle it. But these Mexicans complicate things. That's what I mean. Anyway, speaking of, we have... Incidentally, I was going to talk about this. I checked my old friend Hugo Boss Pranks here. He's a prankster. He's an Asian prankster, and he's almost at 10K YouTube subscribers. Wow. He does pretty nonsensical, on the street, the worst bottom-of-the-barrel pranks that you could do, but he does them in such a brave way of keeping an eye on him, and he even revisits some of these people, too. He is trying to produce a show of some sort, so he has some direction there, and he's a faithful cameraman. In this prank, it's... and I couldn't resist, of course, because he stopped posting videos 3 months ago, and his last one was telling people inappropriate jokes. And I'm a big fan of pranks and jokes. So we wanted to check this out. But I said incidentally, because just yesterday, before I went to sleep, I happened to get a notification. He has a new video. So we could just advertise his new video here. But this is his old video. What time is it? All right, it's about 8:34 a.m. Eastern, everybody. We're getting towards the end of our show, and then we're going to end the show today with the second half of David Collins' 30-Minute Half Hour Show's Episode 5 with Jameson Cox.
Very nice.
Isn't that nice?
I have to get going to work, so...
Oh, it is right about that time. You're going to miss inappropriate jokes.
I know. I'll stick around for the joke, and then I got to go.
Oh, well, it's a 8-minute compilation.
Yeah, I can't do that.
It's his video. It's Hugo Pranks.
I'll look it up.
Do you want to say anything to live chat? Anybody?
Yeah. Hey. Thanks for. No, I don't. I put it away. Whoever's there, Merch Mouse, Old School Dave. Thanks. We didn't see you, but maybe you'll watch.
He's a big fan of Troy.
Oh, yeah. No, I knew that. But yeah, no, drive safe, drive hard. Thanks,
I have a screenshot here from a Black Israelite that I follow. It's COVID and then arrows that's flipping it, and it says COVID Divok. It's COVID backwards, and then it says Divok equals, and then some Hebrew word, and then it says Divok in Hebrew means possession of an evil spirit, and then it quotes a Bible passage.
Oh, interesting. Those Black Israelites, man. They are something else.
So anyway,
all right, take care.
That's my goodbye to Dan.
Happy Pride Month, Dan.
Thanks, Dana. See you guys.
You look very nice today. I hope you have a great day at work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Dan McCullough, everybody. I'll pull up the
I
live
like
chat
that
here.
the camera's gonna watch his behind as he goes out.
Oh, we could
Juicy.
get a bigger
Juicy
shot if I
Dan.
was better producer here. Dan McCullough.
Hell yeah.
We're going to get in some Hugo Boss pranks. I'll pull up the live chat. If anybody wants to say anything or ask me to jump in the Discord, I could certainly do that here. I think we're going to be at a good point. Hugo Boss pranks. Dane Moss Peterson, does the show make a little more sense here? We follow people that, of course, it's a morning call-in show, and I'm willing to talk about pretty much any subjects.
Right.
But when I'm in charge of pulling a segment, I want to talk about somebody that I've been following for years and nobody else is watching.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, very obvious.
We'll watch a little bit. You know, the I8K. Who was that second person that we looked at? We looked at I8K, and I already forgot.
Yeah, me too.
I'll remember later. Hugo Boss.
I remember that name, Hugo Boss. That's catchy.
It's the Asian guy, though. It's punk rock.
I'm setting the house on fire. Does your Wi-Fi connect? So
looks maximizing everything.
So this is a little
No,
compilation of what you're going to see in this video. We're not going to look at the whole thing. Look at a couple of his pranks.
Excuse me? Pick up. You.
She was so confused.
I also think he does this in an Asian country. Or he just lives in, like, Chinatown or something, because everybody that he pranks is Asian. He's exclusively Asian prankster.
In Asia, do they have
Walmarts?
Test header and pickup
With no...
in that alphabet?
With no alternative alphabet?
Right.
Maybe they're in America Town.
Maybe.
We're gonna go pick up girls, ask them if they want to connect to my Bluetooth, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
So
You wanna
that's
be my
the
girlfriend
prank.
for today? We're picking up girls today. Down. Want to connect to? Like, you want to connect to my Bluetooth? No.
See, it's all Asian women. Isn't that interesting?
It is.
Do you do pranks like this ever? You a bit of a prankster at any point in your life?
I used to be back in high school. So I'm old.
Right.
I'm 47. There used to
So there
not
wa-
be caller ID. We
There weren't
used to
even
call
whoopee
the
cushions when you were
hell.
in school.
Yeah.
What kind of pranks?
Just phone pranks. I used to call this dude and like sound retarded and be like, "Ultimate Warrior, where are you?"
Oh, that's a good one.
And for like a year and a half, and he finally changed his message. I don't know who's calling here, but you need to stop. It was great. It was a good time to be alive.
No doubt. So you were around for the beginning of the internet.
Absolutely.
Wow. Did you move your pranks over there? What's the...
No, it was hard to prank people on the internet because dial-up took you 15 minutes to get on, and then somebody picked up the phone, your internet connection went out.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. What was your home life like growing up?
I come from a broken home. My parents got divorced when I was 3, so I bounced back and forth. Yeah. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, 2 Christmases.
Was that good for you?
Absolutely.
Did they get remarried?
No.
That's-
Well, my dad did. My
Okay.
dad did twice.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I have a brother who's 10 years younger than me, and I have 2 brothers who are like 17 and 19 years younger than me. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're learning a lot about you today.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We've had you on David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. I didn't even ask you that.
Absolutely. No, you
We asked
did
you more
not.
about your comedy. We get a
Yeah.
little more personal here.
Absolutely.
Because
I
we're
love
all
it.
here. It's the morning.
Do you have brothers? Do you have siblings?
I'm an only child. I have half siblings.
Okay.
My father did a similar thing.
Right. Yeah, those are half brothers. I consider them full siblings. So you make that determination. Half.
Right. Certainly.
Very important distinction in David Collins' world.
Well, it makes me unique.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I just say brothers. I don't say half. Yeah, he turned it off. He's a professional.
Oh, what a nice guy. All right. Yours is still on.
Yes. Test.
What? That makes no sense. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the pause in the show here. So Dan McCullough, of course, turned his microphone off. And now your microphone is silent when this one's off.
Test. Are you sure? Test.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
But I can't have this microphone on the table there. If that's going to be, I could just turn it on, but I got to put it over by the other chair. Excuse me, everybody. We'll go to Hugo Boss here.
Hold on.
Let's jump ahead. He does do this one segment that I kind of wanted to, let's just do this because this is what I really support. He went on to some other YouTube show, and this seems to me that he went on to one of those, like, Alpha Man, I'm going to teach a man how to be a man type channels and shows, maybe even a paid service that he pranked here. I'm not familiar with the guy. It reminded me of one of those 4 a.m. guys. You know what I'm talking about with those Instagram reels?
No.
Wake up at 4 a.m. and then he runs and then he puts ice on his face and then somebody serves him a banana and then he...
You made me get on Instagram so I could follow your show.
Oh,
and
I
I don't
see.
know what the hell I'm doing.
Well, Matt Ferry
on
sends me these
Instagram,
things.
Okay? So send me some reels. I don't know. I
would never send you one of these.
Okay, great.
But anyway, so I believe he's kind of pranking them. So we'll take a little look. I support Hugo Boss pranks. I know it's very difficult to get on his side, but I encourage everybody, maybe check out his newest video. Maybe I'll change my mind. Hugo Boss pranks.
All right. Hugo, bye. I've been waiting on you, man. All right. Remove the ID. Remove it, bro. Remove the ID. Are you calling me from your classroom or something?
I'm in Panera. What's up,
Okay.
bro?
How's it going, man? Do you acknowledge that this is live and I can use the clips however I choose?
For sure, yeah.
Okay, how can I help you?
Yeah, man. Just been waiting to get out here for a while, and I'm actually trying to get some look de-maximizing advice, minimizing advice, so to say. So
this guy's giving advice how to grow your channel, probably. That might be the topic of the day.
Maximizing advice?
No, look, minimizing advice. Because the problem I'm encountering nowadays, like, I'm just getting way too much attention, man. Like, from girls and stuff. I just don't know how to...
Oh, no, it probably was a dating service guy then. That's very funny, though. So that's a prank I support. But anyway, Hugo Boss pranks. Just touching on that, he is still alive. We'd probably spend more time on it if he didn't post something yesterday. I thought he might be gone indefinitely. But he just took a 3-month break. He was much more consistent. But we're keeping an eye on you, Hugo Boss. What do you think about those pranks? David Collins, the Half Hour Show's number one fan.
I think they're silly.
They're pretty silly. They're a little difficult to do and not just make an identity out of it, I suppose. You can't just do that once and then just go back to normal.
Yeah.
You're kind of stuck doing that for your career. How do you get out of that? Have any pranksters gotten out of that?
You move to the woods.
That's a good point.
I think Tom Green kind of...
But he was a skateboarder. This guy's got to learn to skateboard.
Yeah.
People think pranks are a lot cool if you can do a kickflip after them.
Absolutely.
So lastly today, we're going to look at a little Pirate Stew, of course. But I went ahead and looked at Pirate Stew's live. I guess I had never done that. Look at his old live streams. He has none. He only has one. So he doesn't have none. He has one. But it's a video of him singing on the porch. And he'll describe exactly why he's doing it and what's it for and say, yeah, maybe I'll do this again sometime. Maybe I won't. Maybe this is the only one I'll ever do. And 3 years later, it's still the only one he ever does. Do you know anything about Pirate Stew?
I do not.
We have a bit of a back and forth with Pirate Stew. He doesn't like Troy. But Pirate Stew's been watching our show.
Yeah.
And I didn't know because he found it once and he commented and things. But it's so deep in the show. And sometimes his jokes are 20 seconds. We talk about him for a minute. But he still will comment sometimes. So I figure he's watching the whole show to find his segment, which is kind of interesting to me. So he's paying attention.
Troy's a pirate on the inside.
They're both pirates.
So
that's probably
I
why they
don't
butt
understand.
heads.
Oh, too similar.
Right.
Got it.
But here's a little pirate stew here. Oh, I was going to get in the live chat, but anyway, I got distracted with that microphone. Pirate stew.
This is my first time ever going live, and I'm here on the on my front porch for Play Music from Your Front Porch Day. And
that about sums it up. Let's get to the music.
Another thing going on this month. Play music on your front porch day, Flag Day, Juneteenth, Pride Month, No Kings Protest.
It's a lot. It's a busy month.
It is.
Any birthdays this month?
No.
It was David Collins' 30-minute hour show's number one fan birthday this month.
Is it? Fantastic.
Yeah,
Happy
2
birthday.
weeks ago.
How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
2,900.
Oh, that is the best answer ever because when you're no longer in your 20s, everyone wants to be 29. I'm actually 31.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
How old are you, David?
30.
30.
I've been 30 for years.
For years.
Right. I only go by even numbers.
I feel old as fuck.
Welcome to David Collins' 30-minute, or excuse me, it's Drive Time David Collins. Speaking of David Collins' 30-minute hour show, we're going to have Craig on this week or next. As soon as he wants to come on, the episode's prepped. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be one of my favorite episodes. I can already feel it. Craig. Do you know Craig?
I do not know
This is Craig on the left.
Oh, okay.
He's always outside
Craig.
looking in the window.
Oh, nice to meet you, Craig.
Anyway.
He's very stoic.
Ouija made
Do you like that
comment
silly hat?
about Dan.
Oh, Dan McCullough.
Yeah, saying we need to hear the fun story of how Dan got pranked by the Indian gas station. Shoot.
Oh,
we do
no.
need to hear that story.
He's not at work yet.
Yeah, let's call him up.
All right. Oh, he's going to be I called him first thing in the morning. And then he called me later.
We need to hear it.
Hey, are you at work yet, Dan McCullough?
No, I'm still driving.
Could you tell, we had a request in the chat for that Indian prank story.
Oh, honestly, it was just weird. It was the guy, the guy was just messing with me. I went to go buy, what did I get, like some Zins, I think, and he kept just trying to like oversell me, and he had this cheeky smile all the time. I was like, hey, can I get one thing of Zins Smooth or whatever? And you have to say 3 or 6 for the milligrams. So I was like, 6 milligrams. He goes, oh, 6 cans. And I was like, no, just 1 can. He's like, okay, 4 cans. And I was like, no, dude, just 1. And then he like keeps trying to give me more. I was like, no, dude, just fucking. And then I don't remember what he said because I had been drinking a little bit. And what was it? No, I don't remember. He said something at the end of the conversation that made me never want to go back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he come on
I
to
don't
you?
remember what it was.
Was it I Love Jewish People?
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Perfect. Well, that was Dan McCullough's Indian prank. They love comedy over there.
Yeah, they do, man. It just took me so off guard, you know. I don't know. I'll have to go back and see if I can get like an actual joke from him because I did not understand what he said.
That'd be
He
great.
just smiled at me. It was weird. I was like, what? He's very confident.
You should go back and forth with jokes.
Oh, yeah, I got to think of some good ones I'll think of some street jokes to go in there with.
Perfect. Well, thanks so much for taking my call, Dan McCullough.
Yeah, of course. Anytime, David.
Perfect. All right. Have a great day at work. Bye-bye now.
Yep, take care. Bye.
I'm getting much better at hanging up. I used to be really bad at that. It would go back and forth. I'd say, all right. You know. Anyway, Dan McCullough, everybody. Indian prank
Once
story.
again, yes.
You know who else likes jokes?
Shut the hell up. Well, I told you to shut the hell up. Well, I told you to shut the hell up. If you don't shut your mouth, I'm gonna just leave. Cause I told you to shut the hell up.
This is a song about his wife yelling at him.
Oh, God.
I said that's not quite enough. As she filled up my Dixie cup, she looked at me like I could pour my own and said, I told you to shut the hell up. Well, I told you to shut the hell up. Well, I told you.
What happened?
Shut the hell up.
He sneezed in the middle of it.
Oh my God. This was during COVID, too. His audience must have been terrified.
Shut the hell up. If you don't shut shut your mouth.
Is this a 41-minute long song? Is this just 41 minutes of him shut the hell up? Is that the joke?
It is a very long song, I'll say that much. But no, he's not that clever. He is very good, though. And this is what John Paul... Do you know John Paul? He's a Dubuque comedian.
I got a story about John Paul.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Well, this is what John Paul should be doing. He does some YouTube activities,
right.
but it's a little more tough to follow. Pirate Stu does a joke of the day, and he does music. And John Paul occasionally does music, and that's what we love to see. What's your John Paul story?
So I had never met the man, and then I was at the Goose, and then this Santa Claus-looking dude shows up on a bicycle.
Right.
And they're like, that's John Paul. And he's like, nice to meet you, and whatever. And then, did comedy. And then like a week later, I get he messaged me. And he's like, I witnessed the assault at the Goose. I'm pretty sure it was you that got sexually assaulted. And I'm like, no, I was first and then I left. I didn't get assaulted by anybody. And then he sent me a friend request.
What a weird come on.
Can I talk to you for a minute? And I knew, I'm like, this is going to go sideways. And then I'm like, but
we keep him. John Paul's on my list.
Yeah.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
But he's a little more local too.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the Austin Goodman situation?
Which one is Austin Goodman?
Well, he's now serving time.
Okay, he's the one that was going to prison. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Well, it's just interesting because we were close to that story too. He was in fact calling us to go record that night of.
Yeah.
So, and then we had all the footage and things. It was interesting. We try to keep close with some of these people. John Paul's has a great story.
State time or Fed time?
Oh, he's doing Fed time.
Oh boy,
he's doing 3 to 5.
That's a shame.
No question. Anyway, a little John Paul talk. That's hilarious. He is keyed in. He's very protective.
Yeah.
As a platypus can be.
So he does a second song here. We'll try to get to the beginning of it. I thought Shut the Hell Up was much longer.
Polly was a platypus of the nominal kind. But Polly was
That is a bit of a dancer.
Sound of animal mind. As a platypus, it can be hard to find a job. Sometimes it would get to her, and she'd sit and sob. But Polly could do algebra as easy as playing marbles.
All right, it's a little wordy.
Hire a platypus. I think if we've learned anything today. I'm very moved by that. Nobody will hire a platypus.
I guess. Do you think it's a metaphor for something?
He's not that clever, as you pointed out.
These are 2.5 minute songs. They're very long.
Mind her platypusy germs.
Oh, she probably gets redeemed at the end of the song. Probably turns out well.
Yeah.
Platypus.
An algebraic term.
Maybe he gets a job as a scientist.
Platypus of the nominal kind.
Nope.
All right, so there we have it for my first
Pirates
episode.
Stu,
No redemption arc. No redemption arc for that platypus.
Day, 2020.
No, we'll finish up with
So,
one joke
hopefully,
from Pirates Stu.
If y'all enjoyed that, we'll see if I ever do one of these again.
He never did. And then he couldn't figure out how to turn off the camera. Pirates Stu, everybody. You're not too familiar with Pirates Stu, I suppose, because you're not too familiar with the show. But on the show, Pirates Stu gives us an uplifting joke. He does a Pirates Stu's Bootiful joke of the day. And gives us an uplifting joke to welcome in the uplifting sunrise. It's going to be a great Wednesday, everybody. Happy Hump Day.
Woohoo!
Some people are going to be busier than others. Of course, I actually don't have much to do today, which I'm very fortunate because. But I will be, have a lot to do the next 8 days. So we'll see. You take them as they come. They say. What's your schedule like?
Is it Hanukkah? Hanukkah was back. What? Why 8 days?
Well, this is actually around the time Jesus died.
Oh, okay.
What do you do right now?
I got fired.
What happened?
So I did. What happened? Racism, probably. A lot of
similar to my
meanness.
firing.
Right. My meanness and racism does not garner affection.
Interesting.
So no, I'm not racist. It was a thing. I'll tell you off air. It was. But
What's your next job choice?
What's my next job choice?
What are you going to go
Obviously, asking for $100,000 to start my own podcast. I'll do Thursday mornings so I
that's
don't
great.
rival you.
Well, that's a bigger promise than Doug Townsend ever made to do a live anything, right?
Yeah.
A live morning show is a lot of effort, and I think people appreciate it.
I
You get
have
to
a
wake up to something.
GoFundMe. If anybody would like to give me $100,000, please feel free.
Dana Moss Peterson. I have Matt's Venmo somewhere around here, I think. What camera view is this?
Can we
Anyway.
request $100,000 from Matt's Venmo?
You could try. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah, you can request. I don't know if there's a specific amount.
It was Matt
though.
Ferry's birthday last week.
Oh,
Another June event.
fantastic. How old is he?
46?
46.
I have no idea. That's probably a good guess, though.
Right.
What?
I have all my hair, so I feel I'm doing a little better.
I have no idea. Matt Ferry could be 33.
But he's probably employed, so he's probably doing way better.
That's
Would you rather be employed or still have your hair at 46, 47?
It's a good question.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
Although I want to be a bald person. But
You do?
everybody objects. Nobody allows me to be the bald person I want to be.
Wow. Platypi can't get jobs, and David Collins can't be bald.
It's been years. I've been having this discussion for probably a decade at this point. Imagine just being bald.
Right.
How nice would that be?
Can you walk around with a bald cap, get everybody used to the idea, try it out?
Maybe.
Yeah. That'd be good for an episode.
Test the water.
We could try that. The mustache complicates things. I used to say I started wanting to be bald before I had the mustache, so I may have not rethought it.
Right.
In the last 8 years, whatever the case is. Anyway.
You've had that mustache for 8 years?
Probably. Lose track of time. I've been 30 for how many?
Right.
Pirate Stew's beautiful joke of the day. I hope everybody's enjoyed their coffee or whatever. It's going to be a great morning. I feel a little off.
Yeah,
I feel like I slept very well, but I don't feel like I got any. I felt awake right when I woke up this morning. There's no escalation.
I'm on pins and needles for this joke, David.
Pirate Stew's
I'm
beautiful
leaning
joke of
in.
the day. I just don't want this to end. I love
Okay.
having Dana Moss Peterson around. I never get to
Fantastic.
see this man. When was the last time we saw each other?
In the woods, like back in December when I disappeared.
You're a weird. I feel like you're a weird look into. But who were we talking about earlier?
I don't know. We talked about a lot of people.
Oh, right. Well, I feel like I look at
Jimmy No Breaks.
in the same way I thought when you looked at John Paul, it was like you possibly looking into your future. When I look at you, I sometimes feel like I'm looking into mine.
Right.
You just have a weird, similar body type as I do.
Yeah. I got scoliosis
I can never grow that beard, though.
and arthritis. So
Anyway, what do you think
can't
about
grow-
that David Collins 30-minute half-hour show's #1 fan?
What do I what?
Anyway,
What do I think?
I have better posture than you.
yes, absolutely. So drink milk, kids. You can't grow a beard?
No.
Why not?
Look at Pirate Stew's beard.
So I live out in the country
Because
and
it's
I
not
have to
meant
go
to
through
be.
a bunch of small towns to get back and forth to work. I live
There we
out in
go.
the country and I have to go through a bunch of small towns to get back and forth to work. And the other day coming home, I got pulled over for speeding. And apparently I was the first speeder he'd caught that day because he comes up and he says, "I've been waiting for you all day." And I looked at him and said, "Well, I got here as fast as I could." He let me go.
Hey, that's awesome.
Pirate Stew. What do you like? Do you like that joke?
No.
Well, let's get number. What number was that? Excuse me. Here we'll go to
That hurt me a little.
3013. So he does Pirate Stew's beautiful joke of the day. He's on
Right.
day 3013.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of jokes. And Robert Wallace always contests that and says, "I could do that."
Yeah.
We said we want to get Robert Wallace doing a joke of the day. He's jealous of Pirate Stew. He wants to be the next Pirate Stew.
Do 2 jokes a day, Robert Wallace.
He says he could.
Yeah.
He's confident.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know how you don't start repeating them, though. They get pretty long. You forget which one he's told.
Yeah.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. We're at the end of the show. At the end of the show, we used to watch the reality show. We ran out of episodes of the reality show. Now we just play. Oh, I forgot about Tovar Think. Do we want to do this?
Who's that?
Tovar Think was this Austin, Texas, Austin Goodman. Yeah, I could save him for next week. Do your own Tovar Think research, everybody. I mean, the best part, I have two funny parts here. So this is his channel. He does shorts. He's talking a lot about this bill being passed or whatever the case. This is a message to Joe Rogan.
Texans, we need to have a serious conversation about freedom. Real freedom. Not the kind that's talked about on the podcast or what you see in the movies or what we hear about in country songs. I mean the freedom to live without fear, being arrested, fined, fired, or losing the opportunity to provide for your family because of a plant that the majority of Texans believe should be legal.
So he's just a marijuana advocate. He is, it's tough to listen to because it just sounds like things that you've heard in 2014. And I understand, but how much weight does he need where this is a problem? Can't you just keep it under wraps? At this age, you should learn how to just keep it under wraps.
Well, when you look like a Bin Laden descendant, I don't know how much you can keep under wraps.
Maybe. He's very loud. But anyway, if you're renting, they may not allow it anyway, even if it's passed in the state. So, you're going to have your own problems. It's what it is.
Let me ask you this. Where is Joe Rogan?
I'm pro legalization, obviously, like everybody else. That's why, I don't like being talked down to by some of these wackos.
He moved to Texas, called it the land of liberty. He fled California's restrictions.
Message to
taxes,
Joe Rogan.
And he built a media empire right here in our capital in Austin. He smokes openly in his studio and at the Comedy Mothership. He toured Governor Abbott.
And he's got a good point, but I believe Austin as a city has decriminalized it.
Have they?
I believe that. So it's my understanding that Austin as a city has decriminalized it, and that it's that they're breaking the state law.
Sure.
Similar how many states are breaking the federal law, but if they don't send in particular cops, then it's not an issue.
Right.
So when it comes to Joe Rogan's use, but I can understand his point. Tovar thinks. And then I just liked the ending here because the music stops, of course, because it's a 3-minute video. He's not going to play that. That'd be insane.
And not
so it does
just for a
stop about halfway
few.
through.
Texas
But
doesn't need any more celebrity settlers.
These shorts always restart, so it's very funny to make a serious point and then be interrupted by that light music.
Everyone, and not
It's
just
like
for a privileged
Castle
few.
Crashers music.
Texas doesn't need any more celebrity settlers. We need allies. We need action. If you're going to wear the hat, if you're going to wear the flag, then stand with us when it counts. Texans, we need to have...
Isn't that a great transition?
It really is.
Anyway.
So he's...
What do you think about that? David Collins, 30-minute hour show, number one fan. Are you pro legalization?
Yes.
What are you thinking about?
I think that it's a plant for medical use, and it should not be seen as on the same scale as hard drugs, because it's not something that's addictive. It's not something that will kill you.
Right.
It helps fight cancer, as far as I know.
And epilepsy. It's good for epileptics. Are you epileptic?
No.
You look like you could be.
I could be.
What?
They have thin faces. It's my understanding. Is that true?
I don't have a medical degree, so I cannot
have you ever played a
confirm
doctor?
Yes, I have. I was in Harvey, the stage play, and I was one of the doctors in the sanatorium.
Could you repeat that?
Yeah, so I was in Harvey, the stage play version. So I played one of the doctors in the sanatorium. I played the King of France, Sherlock Holmes, Mozart, Biff Loman. I've played a teacher, a cop. Like, I've been in over 70 shows.
Did you do any Shakespeare?
Yes. I think I like Shakespeare, but the people who do Shakespeare are way too rigid about it. Every comma and period is meaningful. Like, there's no...
Can't it just be a bad print?
Right. So Christopher Walken famously would throw out all the punctuation in whatever script he was reading, and that would give him those unique takes and deliveries.
It's long. That's a lot of labor.
Right.
To remove all that
Well,
punctuation.
you just don't think about it. You don't go one by
you
one.
can't not think about it.
Sure you can.
That's impossible.
I don't think
Can
about
you
a lot
read
of
without
things.
thinking of a punctuation? That's crazy.
No, it's not.
No, you'd have to go and erase every single one.
No.
Shakespeare is very difficult. It's a completely different language, practically. It's It's not easy at
No,
all, especially to memorize.
Yeah. So,
a little Shakespeare talk at the end of the show. How classy are we?
You should follow Shakespeare. What's Shakespeare doing?
What?
Yeah, you follow people who don't matter.
Shakespeare is just a name of my neighbor's dog.
Oh, yeah, that's who I was referencing.
How is he doing? Anyway, have a great Wednesday, everybody. Drive safe, drive hard. That's how we end the show.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you wanted to say?
I just go. You
That was
know?
good.
I just get
That
up
was
and
fun.
go. Like,
Hey, that sound means it's time for our second game. That's great, and I'm really excited for this game, too. This is one of my favorites. We might be bringing it back a little bit from the first episode, if you insist on calling it that. But oh no, we've lost the game here. Oh, here we go. The game is called Name the Screenplay. It's a movie edition.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to read a screenplay.
oh, I remember. I listened to the TV one.
Exactly. So we did it with
Those guys were
sitcoms originally.
idiots.
They did not know the sitcoms very well.
Right.
They almost got one, but they were out of time. So we're going to try this one. This is movie edition.
Okay.
So we have our game sheet there. We're going to go ahead and read. Do you want to read character one? I'll read character one. You read character two. How about that?
Yeah. I'm character one.
I'm character one. Character two. So you have to guess. You'll read
Wait,
your
which
part
character
here.
am
I'm character one. You're character two.
Okay.
So we'll read the screenplay, and then from that short, you'll have to guess what movie it is. Now, I'm a bit of a film buff, so these are going to be movies that you're going to be slapping yourself. Why didn't I get that? Auntie M was even going to let them kill him yesterday for biting Miss Gulch. Oh, please, Professor, why can't we go with you and see all the crowned heads of Europe?
Do you know any? Oh, you mean The Thing? Yes. Well, I never do anything without consulting my crystal first. Let's go inside here. We'll just come along. I'll show you. There you are, right in there. That's right here. Sit right down here. That's it. Ha, ha. This is the same genuine magic authentic crystal used by the priests of Isis and Osiris in the days of the pharaohs of Egypt, in which Cleopatra first saw the approach of Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, and so on and so on. Now, you'd better close your eyes, my child, this is very long, for a moment. In order to be better in tune with the infinite, we can't do these things without the infinite. Yes, that's all right. Now you can open them. We'll gaze into the crystal. Ah, what's this I see? A house with a picket fence.
All right, so we've gone through a piece of the screenplay there. It's a little obscure scene, but it means a lot to the story.
That is obscure.
Can you get that screenplay?
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Crystal Skulls. 5 crystal skulls.
It was Wizard of Oz. Let's listen to a little
sure?
more of that scene.
Are you sure?
Let's listen to a little more of that scene.
What's this I see? A house with a picket fence, and a barn with a weather vane and a running horse.
You see, it's an obscure. There's Dorothy.
No,
Yes, there's
a lot of these lines were also a lot of these lines were also in the Indiana Jones movie, I think, as an homage.
That'd be interesting if we could find that out. You know, if anybody knows any interesting Wizard of Oz and Indiana Jones fun facts, I'm interested in those. Send them to dc30minute@gmail.com. We have another one. You want to go through this next screenplay? It should be a little shorter for us there.
Yeah, I got a little confused at that other one. It was pretty long.
Now, whoever reads character 2 here has to read character 3. Which one would you like to read?
I'll do character 1.
All right, whenever you're ready.
You flock of seagulls, you know why we're here. Why don't you tell my man where you got the shit hit at?
It's over there!
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. You were saying?
It's in the cupboard. No, the one by your knees.
We happy? In his Liberace.
All right, nope, that's the next round.
Oh, okay.
So just with those lines, can you say...
Pulp Fiction.
Is your answer Pulp Fiction? Anybody else who's participating, go ahead and write in dc30minute@gmail.com. Send in your answers. Your answer's Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, that's correct.
Hey, good job. How'd you know that one?
I've seen it.
That's great. I love that movie.
I wasn't a
So
fan.
let's go ahead and go to our round 3 here. Would you like to read character 1 or character 2?
I'll do character 1.
All right, let's go ahead. Remember, we're playing Name That Screenplay Movie Edition. So guess that movie by the screenplay. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Should I go?
Go ahead.
In his Liberace diamond-covered souls, it's the worst thing ever.
Ah!
Ha 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 ha.
Did I get sabotaged or am I just stupid?
No, they're both. Look at this. You just don't know how to sit, right?
This chair, man. Fucking chair. It's like the most flimsy chair I've ever fucking met.
I mean,
now this is a classic. Can you get this movie? I bet you're going to slap yourself in the face when you realize that you didn't know this movie.
no, I mean, I know what it is. I remember I watched this recently.
Really?
Yeah, it's Jackie Brown, also by Tarantino. This is where, Robert De Niro is high in it. Are you sure?
You can't be serious. Let's go ahead and play. You know, we missed that scene from Pulp Fiction. We had a little clip, but we're just going to skip that clip, I think, and go right into this last round 3 clip. So the answer there, you guessed a Tarantino movie. Why don't we just see if you can listen to it?
The dialogue sounds very Tarantino.
This chair, man. Fucking chair. It's like the most flimsy fucking chair I've ever met. Shit. Here we go. There's the Flying Nut High Five.
It was Jackass 3.5.
That sounded like De Niro. That sounded like De Niro in the clip.
It kind of did at the end. We got a little De Niro. Here he gets a little De Niro, though. Bam Margera. Similar face to De Niro, really.
Similar.
Especially these days.
He's rapping now.
Poor guy. Which one, De Niro?
No, Bam, but I would love a De Niro rap album.
I would love that. That's got to be next for him. He's done everything.
Everything.
Well, thanks so much for playing.
Hey, thank you for having me. That was a lot of fun.
That's a good one. Now, I wanted to go through a couple of emails here. Remember, send your emails, send your messages to dc30minute, half hour at gmail.com. Play any voicemails, put them in your email, send them this way, and they might get played on the show. Special congratulations today to Derek in Lincolnwood, Illinois, on sending a completed answer sheet and scoring 100% on all of last week's episode's questions. This guy actually filled it out on a piece of paper, took a picture of it, and emailed it.
Can I see the picture?
I'll show it to you after the show. It's really great. We have the best fans here. It's pretty impressive. I'd love to see it. Keep sending them in, everybody. Good job, Derek. Anybody else who's answering those questions at home, send me.
You should do a live show for all your fans.
We really should. You know, we're on our way there. The Lucky Cat right now, I was reached out to. Somebody's talking about we might do multiple podcasts from Eastern Iowa all in one show in a live format and then cycle through. Maybe we do multiple podcasts in one night, something like that. We're talking about it. Keep an eye out, guys. We're also going to be bumping up our social media game pretty soon, so keep an eye out on that. One of the other things I wanted to play here, we've talked about this show gaining a lot of traction all around the country, and now it's really becoming an international show. We have a voicemail that came in recently, just the last couple of days, from, I think they call it across the pond.
Canada?
You know, we do have a few listeners out there, though. I've been looking at the analytics. It's pretty exciting. Let's go ahead and just see what B-Dude has to say.
Big up, David. This a B-Dude calling from the beautiful Caribbean island of Jamaica. Land of sand, sun, blue mountain coffee, and excellent ganja. Me just wanna tell you, say, your show is the real deal, you know. Every time me listen, me just feel happy and laugh. Me love how you always have interesting people on the show too, and me learn something new every time. Keep up the good work, David. Ya make Jamaica proud, man. Bless up. Me and me Rasta brothers smoke up some big bamboo-sized spliffs and do some reasoning while giggling watching your show. Big up, brother. Everything I ram on.
Everything is all right. Thank you so much for sending that in, B-Dude.
Is it B-Dude or B-Do?
The email said B-Dude.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what
he's got a great tone to his voice.
I appreciate him sending that in. I know. I want to get him as a regular on the show. It'd be great to have.
Does he have a podcast?
I might reach out to him. We might get him as a guest if he has anything to promote. But I just like the idea that we have somebody over there that's able to, kind of tell us what's going on. We got a little international correspondent, which is very exciting.
That's part of the European Union.
Jamaica, really?
Yeah, did you know that?
That's interesting.
That's why they call it across the pond.
Oh, it sounds like that. It's time for my favorite segment, World News with David Collins. We got a few things going on in the news today, a few things coming up tomorrow, too. We're going to be talking about a little story from Riley County about a fire. We'll be talking a little bit about Grand Theft Auto. We have a story about the Oscars, of course. The Oscars are coming up, and I think we have something coming on Iowa-related here. But what I wanted to get into first is this local story out of Southeast Riley County. Some of you may have been affected. There was a prescribed burn taking place last week that ended up getting out of control. After the planned 300 acres, the burn began to threaten structures in the area of Deep Creek Road. It took 30 firefighters to get things under control. Boy, I wonder how many it takes to change a light bulb. Following the incident, officials want to remind landowners to be careful with prescribed fires. Luckily, nobody was hurt. I bet whoever started that fire felt like a real idiot, huh?
I bet.
Boy, I would be embarrassed.
Who sings that?
I'm not sure. We used to love it on the show over at 101.5 K-Rock.
Yeah. Does she have a podcast? I bet she's got a pretty good podcast.
The woman, for somebody who doesn't like podcasts, feels like a lot of people should have a good one.
Yeah, I mean, they're easy. Got like 5 or 6.
How many Patreons do you have? We're thinking about starting a Patreon on the show here. Reach out to DC30minute-half-hour at gmail.com if you have any experience in setting up some way to monetize these shows. Of course, the sponsors are doing a good job. But as we bring in more people, we're going to need to increase the monetization. And we don't want to include commercials in this show.
You had a commercial in the beginning of the show.
That's more of a shout out. We kind of work something out so that we just talk about it. Yeah, they paid the show.
They paid you for you to...
I was reading stories this week about a lot of an increase of Grand Theft Auto incidents. Apparently, Kias and Hyundais are being stolen by children that learn how to steal it off of TikTok.
I know. I learned how to steal it.
You probably learned how to steal it in Mad Magazine, I'd imagine. Because I was thinking when we were kids, we would do crazy things. We would put sugar in a gas tank, maybe a slice of ham on a driver's side door handle.
It's bologna and it'll strip the paint.
We used ham.
It doesn't work.
We would go to, I have one story, there was a gas station that had a pop machine at the outskirts of town we would like to go hang out with. And one day, it was getting a little late, we opened up the cooler that had the turkeys on it, and we all pissed on all the frozen turkeys. Now,
what the hell would you do a thing like that
We
for?
were all crazy kids. I'm sure you've got some stories too. I'm saying is that I would much rather have to go through the inconvenience of somebody taking my car for 30 minutes than to serve a pissed on turkey to my family.
Yeah.
So I don't know why these
It's that type of
stories
marinade the recipe called for.
This guy, Jameson Tate, everybody, look him up. I'll have to bleep that out.
Jameson Cox
This
Comedy.
guy does not like being shouted out, but keep an eye
No,
out.
shout me out, but shout me out correct. It's the professional thing to do, David.
Do you have a profile that people can follow?
Yeah, I told you in the beginning. Jameson
Follow
Cox.
his YouTube. Would you plug your YouTube here?
Oh, YouTube is also JCC Comedy or Jameson Cox Comedy. I got both.
And you have other platforms too.
Yeah, I got a Gmail
It's all
account.
JC Comedy.
Gmail account is Jameson Cox Comedy at gmail.com.
All right, reach out to that if you're interested in getting any shows on in Eastern Iowa. This is the guy to book you.
Or you just want to say hi.
You're in Iowa here. You paying attention? We'll have 3 president-elects coming through this month, or this week, in fact.
I did not know that.
President
Will Ferrell was just here.
Will Ferrell was here too.
Oh, is he running?
No, Will Ferrell's not running unless he's running as a Republican. Which rubbing as a Republican, a little slip there. But, this month, multiple Republican hopefuls will be making their way through the state. Former United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley already is making her second trip to Iowa since announcing her run.
Is she hot?
Don Lemon has recently gotten in trouble. We didn't talk about this on the show, but he was saying that she was out of her prime, and now he's facing a lot of backlash because he was judging women in that way. And I don't want to get mixed up in that same type of backlash. I'm going to take a little lesson from Don Lemon today.
And say she's old and ugly?
And go straight to the rest of the story. Ron DeSantis visited Iowa this week, apparently kissed some babies. I got to be careful around you with some of these lines. Now, where are you going to get me?
And not as careful as you got to be with your babies around DeSantis.
And Trump will be in Iowa Monday.
Oh, really?
I should have planned ahead. Maybe we could have gotten one of them on the show.
I bet we could get Trump.
Now, on the same topic of news here, I thought it'd be fun. The Oscars is tomorrow. It's the 95th Academy Awards ceremony.
That's music?
It's movies.
That's movie. Oh,
it's movies.
Oh, that's right.
So you might not be very good at this.
No, I mean, I'm pretty good. You saw.
I thought it'd be fun if I gave you 10 seconds and you named as many Best Picture nominees as you could.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah. Last Picture Show. Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. Top Gun 2. Top Gun Forever. Top Gun, the first one. 1984. A lot of people don't know that.
You got one.
Top Gun?
Top Gun Maverick is on there. Incidentally,
you gotta get your priorities straight.
If you ask me, no, the nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangles of Sadness, and Women Talking.
Well, you only wanted me to name the ones from this year?
This year.
Oh, I was just doing all of them from all time.
Listeners, go ahead and email me at dc30minute-half-hour at gmail.com. If he was doing a good job with that game, I'm not really up to going back and checking. But if he does, I'll reach out to him and really give him a good congratulations.
I'll be looking forward to that email.
So you don't watch the Oscars at all? You're not really looking too much attention to that?
Well, I get dressed up for it.
Do you? Do you ever hope that one day Jimmy Kimmel's going to be hosting the Oscars this year? Now,
Even after the controversy?
Even after the controversy. Now, as a comedian, do you hope one day maybe you'll be able to host the Oscars?
Yeah. What do they pay, you know? Oh, but it's a lot of work. You got to, I mean, that's like a 12-hour a night job. So you got to pay me pretty good.
Hey, that sound means it's time for our third and last game of the show. That's exciting.
Yep.
The third game is Name the Imposter.
I got one on my mind right now.
We have a few names on the list there. One of them does not fit into the group. It could be a show, it could be groups of an industry, but one of those names does not fit into the group, and we're going to go through those 4 names, and you'll have to name the imposter. Are you ready to name the imposter?
I'll give him my best shot.
You know, you've been having fun on the show. Why don't you go ahead and read the first list of 4 names?
Okay, and then I have to pick who is the imposter from
One
this
of those
list?
names should not be on the list.
Okay, so I'll name all 4, and then I'll tell you who shouldn't be on the list.
That'd be perfect.
Okay. Round 1, Axl Rose, Slash, Don Henley, Duff McKagan.
All right, well, you seem pretty confident there. Can you say which one is the imposter?
Slash.
So out of... You think Slash is the imposter?
Slash is the imposter.
Give me a little bit of your thinking there. How do you get to Slash as the imposter?
Well, because all the other ones are Irish.
That's an interesting thought. Let's go ahead and take a look. What was the answer there? That's a good guess. Nobody else was probably thinking in that direction. Those are actually all members of Guns N' Roses, the band. Don Henley is actually a member of the Eagles.
But if you go back and check, I'm also correct. So just because that's not how you had it, I'm still
Well, I
correct.
might have to, you're giving our audience a lot of extra homework today to try to
Homework
research
is
and
fun.
double check you.
I turned your 1 episode a week into 2 episodes. They get to go kind of...
That's true. You have a riddle to solve, everybody, of these questions, and you have Jameson's mischief
Okay.
over there to get to the bottom of.
Next one.
Let's go ahead and get to this next one. Why don't you go ahead? You're doing a good job at reading those.
Okay. Bill O'Reilly. Round 2. Bill O'Reilly, Stephen Harvey, John Michael Higgins, Leah Remini. The imposter is Stephen Harvey.
And take me through some of your thought process there.
Well, so of all these names listed, everyone has their stage name lit. Bill O'Reilly's his stage name. All these other people's. Stephen Harvey's stage name is Steve Harvey.
Let's take a look. That's a tricky question, if that's the answer. Oh, no. I think you're overthinking these, Jameson.
I think I'm getting them. See, the problem is I'm like Brendan Schaub with my thought process. I'm going for higher level stuff.
In the way that you've had brain damage?
We found the answer to your question from before. What makes a good
Bill
comedian?
O'Reilly was the imposter.
Why?
Well, they're all game show hosts. The 3 of them
Fair
are game
enough.
show hosts. Bill O'Reilly, famously Fox News host and political commentator. I bet he'd make a good game show host, though.
That's one potential outcome of this.
You know, Bill O'Reilly's actually 6 foot tall and 4 inches. Bill
Yeah.
O'Reilly is a tall man.
Let's get on to round 3.
What's he doing these days? Well, you can go ahead and read round 3. You got the list there. I like you reading these ones.
Okay, I do too. So, all right, round 3, Tony Soprano, Carlton, Paulie Guglielmieri, Silvio Dante. This one's easy. The imposter is Carlton.
That's true. Would you like to lock that one in?
Yes, I'd like to lock it in.
All right, let's go ahead and see. You're a little early on that one, so you must be confident. So let's go ahead and see. That's right, it was Carlton. Carlton, also famously, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Those other 3, The Sopranos. They're all characters from The Sopranos.
No, that's not why. The reason he's the imposter is because he's black.
I really appreciate you coming on, and thanks so much for playing Name the Imposter. Did you like that game?
I liked
Did
how
you
well.
have fun on the show today?
Yeah, I like how well I did on that last game that you're not giving me
I think you
credit
did
for.
well in all the games. In fact, we might have to bring you back to compete with somebody else who's also done so well in all the games.
Who?
Derek, the guy who wrote me today. I'm just messing with you. It's our last guest, Austin Ingalls.
Oh, I'll
Great
challenge him.
competitor.
I'll challenge him any day. of the
Did you
week.
have fun today, Jameson?
Actually, I had a blast, man. I've been looking forward to this for a while. I've been a big fan of yours. You know.
Well, you don't need to get me started. I appreciate that. You're completely correct.
Let me just say, happy to be here. I've been a supporter since day 2.
David Collins. 30 minutes. Show with David Collins.
All right, everybody. It's the end of the show. I had a request in the chat, though. I'm going to put the logo on Craig's hat here for the audio listeners. I've been playing with the outdoor cam. Anyway, have a great Wednesday, everybody. Happy Hump Day. It's going to be a great day. All right.